Mose alongside Jamarcus Webster. And Jamarcus, I got 3 words for you. Are you ready?
Well, I usually say stay ready. If you stay ready, you gotta get ready. You know, those are my words. So.
Right. Here we are. It's Wheeling Miners game day here alongside Jamarcus, and it's game day. We are playing the Steel City Stampede, and so far, Wheeling Miners still undefeated. What's your thoughts on the undefeated season so far, and how can they improve on that and keep undefeated through today?
You know, just got to keep on doing what they're doing. You know, they play great defense, great offense. You know, their offense is very explosive, multiple touchdowns a game. Although when they did go back and play the Jersey Bearcats, you know, there's a little bit of struggle. You know, the game was close, but, you know, the Miners still came out with a win. And today, you know, they just got to keep their foot on their throats when they got their team, when they got the other team down, you know, and keep the pedal to the metal, you know, keep on ramping up the points and keep on going.
Yeah, absolutely. So far, Grant Russell has been phenomenal at quarterback for the Miners. What do you look from him to keep this streak going?
You know, he just got to keep on doing what he's doing. You know, when I watch him, you know, he likes to sit in the pocket and deliver a beautiful ball. He'll try to find those deep balls. You know, sometimes he'll throw in a little short route or mid route, but mostly he's looking for the score. So he'll try to find those deep balls and deliver. You know, and sometimes he will get chased out the pocket, but he stays calm and collected. You know, will still deliver a great ball. We've seen time and time again. And sometimes, you know, he may have some green grass in front of him, but he usually doesn't take it. He still tries to sit there. And he does deliver passes, but, you know, I also still want to see him use his legs a bit more and get out there and, you know, gain a first down or maybe even a touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, on the flip side of that, what's the defense got to do to contain this stampeding offense?
Well, I was talking to one of my friends, Isaiah Lewis. You know, he was talking about how the center, you know, it doesn't look that good, so they think that the D-line's going to have a great day today. They can get back there, force some stops, get some sacks, you know. So they think that the D-line's going to have a field day today. And he said the receivers are kind of decent, they're okay. So I feel like, and our DBs are great players, so I feel like we won't have a problem really trying to stop the passing. So I feel like our defense will play great, get a lot of stops, and that will allow our offense to go out there and provide more points for us.
Yeah, last game we had the turnover margin. We had that one forced fumble early in the first quarter. So do you think the turnover is going to be a big issue going on here, or do you think we can keep that under control?
Oh, you know, you got to keep the turnovers under control for the Miners. But when you're on defense, you know, it's see ball, get ball. Try to go after the ball, you know, punch it out if you can. If you get the tip pass, you know, hopefully one of your guys is right there to, you know, catch the tip ball and whatnot. So you just got to keep your eye on the ball. And when you're on offense, utilizing your carrying abilities. You know, don't hold it out with one hand, or the quarterback throws it and then loses it. But you just got to keep control.
Yeah, absolutely. It's game day here in WesBanco Arena. We got Miners Nation behind us, loud and proud for today as your Wheeling Miners take on the Steel City Stampede.
Miners getting ready to take on the Steel City Stampede, last year's runner-up in the AAL2. And Jeff, what better night to celebrate football, also celebrate our military and our first responders.
Absolutely, just a great experience here tonight at WesBanco Arena to get to represent those heroes here tonight. Just a great atmosphere. 2 games left in the season, trying to pull it out, see if we can fit that undefeated season.
Absolutely, indeed. And if you guys were tuning in here on pregame, you got to see some of our heroes that were displayed there on the screen. So we hope you got to enjoy that. Jeff, a special thanks to many members of your family that have served in our United States military. And personally, I'd like to thank you as well, a fellow first responder here in the broadcast booth here tonight. You and I both went through that, so we want to thank you for your service as well. And thank you for your service if you're out there watching tonight. If you had a family member in the military or also serving as a first responder, we want to honor you here tonight. Once again, the Miners making their way onto the field there. Jeff, what more can we say? The West Virginia National Guard providing tonight's camo uniforms for the Wheeling Miners.
Absolutely, they look excellent. A great touch on a great night. Once again, those camouflage uniforms. Some numbers are a little bit different here tonight, so we'll keep you up to speed on that as well.
And those are actually one of my best friend's daughters running out onto the field there with Isaiah Robinson. That's Ari and Avery Brown running out with the West Liberty product, Isaiah Robinson. And then another West Liberty product in Charles Westbrook. So Jeff, 58-0. The Miners get the victory over Steel City to open up the season, but Steel City has made some adjustments. They got some new players in. What's it going to take for the Miners to come out with a big victory here tonight?
Yeah, the Miners are facing a very hungry team in this Steel City Stampede team, but they just have to do what they've been doing every week, and that is go 1-0, take care of what they can take care, and just take care of business.
You mentioned a very, very hungry team because right now Steel City is hanging on to that final playoff spot. It's the Miners, then Jersey, then Steel City. So they're hanging on to that final spot right now. A lot of big things, a lot of big implications here tonight. The Miners' undefeated record on the line, but also a playoff positioning on the line for Steel City.
Yeah, absolutely. Miners have locked up the #1 seed going into the playoffs, so you got two weeks left. Just trying to finish it out and trying to get that so great undefeated season.
And here's the other thing too, when they played up in Jersey, a very, very low ceiling. That is something that you and I were talking about as we watched the game. So Grant Russell not able to really put a lot of air under the ball, really limited the Miners passing game. So what does it mean for this receiving core to come back here at WesBanco Arena and for Grant Russell to have that higher ceiling?
Well, it's one of those things that Coach Rez's offense is set to push the ball down the field and then take the deep shot later on. So it's something they could not do against Jersey and against Steel City the first time around. So you're going to see Grant Russell throw the ball downfield. You're going to see Coach Rez dial up some things to get the ball into the end zone as much as possible.
The receiving core also gets a little bit of a revamp. Jarvay Flowers coming over from the Carolina Cobras. This young man is a speedster. We saw him in practice. Fantastic hands as well for young Flowers.
Absolutely. He's one that can take the top off of a secondary. He can run down the field. He can play in the slot. He can play in the one spot as well. Just somebody that is a great target down there for Grant Russell.
Also, another addition to the lineup is Central Michigan product Robbie Stewart, who will be playing offensive line. And, you know, Jeff, that's one thing that the Miners talked about all through camp and even going into that first season. They didn't have a lot of linemen, so they bring in an extra reinforcement here in Robbie Stewart out of Central Michigan, just freshly graduated, so we're going to see what he has here tonight.
Can also play defensive line as well. So he's more of a nose tackle down there, so you can see him on both sides of the ball here tonight. He's very physical. He gets your hands on you. It's hard to stop.
And that's the nice thing, too. You have Joel Zellum, naturally a defensive end and nose tackle, but he switched over, played in the offensive line, but now you can move Zellum in so many different places. He's not going to have to go from one side to the other. He's a very versatile player, so now you can line him up on defense, give him a break, and he could potentially play on offense as well. And now we're going to turn it over down to the field here as we have our color guard from the West Virginia National Guard.
And specialists round. Ladies and gentlemen, your Wheeling Army National Guard color guard. Now, ladies and God bless the USA on the national anthem. DJ Gator would like to deliver tonight's prayer.
Our gracious Heavenly Father, before this big football match, we thank you for the opportunity to demonstrate our skills and athleticism. Give us strength and courage to remain disciplined and fight for victory no matter what. Guide us so that we can make wise decisions and call moments on the field. Be respectful of victories and defeats and learn from every experience. We understand that our performance should not only reflect positively on ourselves, but also on our team, our families, and those who support us with their prayers. Lastly, we implore you to guide each player through the match safe and sound. Amen.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have a moment of silence for Tom Cook, who was a season ticket holder for the Wheeling Miners. He was the head of the Marshall County Health Department, leader of Troop 82, and he first responded. Ladies and gentlemen, a moment of silence for Mr. Tom Cook. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will have the singing of God Bless the USA, being sung this evening by Wheeling resident D. David Stiles. This evening, by our first grade and WesBanco Elementary, Miss C.C. Littman. Ladies and gentlemen, you're out of the 14th start section. Please remain standing and attention until the color guard departs the field. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Jeff, I don't know about you, but the electricity in the building, what a fantastic honor and just memorial everything to our troops and our first responders out there. Great job by C.C. Littman. Great job by David Stiles. What a pregame ceremony to honor all of our heroes. I know you have the goosebumps here and the electricity. Just what an awesome show here before the game here tonight.
Absolutely. And just like you mentioned, Chris, just a great show to those who have served and those are first responders. Just thank you for your services and everything that you continue to do for this country and this great United States of America.
If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be in here calling this game tonight and getting ready to bring you this game. The Wheeling Miners taking on the Steel City Stampede. And also, Jeff, we didn't forget to mention, but a new kicker in the lineup tonight, Josh Wilson, the former West Liberty Hilltopper, also had some time with the Utah Blaze in the Green Bay Blizzard as well. So he is somebody that is definitely well known in the kicking community.
Absolutely filling in for kicker Anthony Prevost, who birthed his wonderful, wonderful little boy this afternoon. So our thoughts and prayers go out to the Prevost family, and also back in the lineup here tonight, Andre Portis.
Absolutely, Portis back in the lineup like you mentioned. But as you mentioned, Anthony Prevost and his lovely wife Lauren, welcoming Andre Love Prevost into the world, arrived at 8 pounds 9 ounces, 19 1/4 inches long. So Anthony, Lauren, to you and to your families listening in here tonight, we welcome Andre to the Miners family. And once, like Jeff said, just our thoughts and prayers for you guys. We can't wait to see young Andre and the whole family back here at WesBanco Arena. We hope you guys are doing well, and we send our best wishes to the Prevost family. And Andre, welcome into the world, young man. As we have the coin toss here, the Miners wearing the camo uniforms tonight, brought to you by the West Virginia National Guard. They will have the black helmets and the traditional black pants, the Steel City Stampede with the black helmets with the white face mask. They will have the Stampede logo on the side. They are wearing the white uniforms with the black pants with the red trim. Looks like Steel City has won the toss. And they would like the football, so the Miners will be kicking off, moving from right to left. So we'll get our first look at Josh Wilson this year. Like we mentioned, some new guys in the lineup: Robbie Stewart, also Jarvay Flowers, who, by the way, was teammates with Tyree Williams at Delaware Valley. And that's another cool thing. You have Dante Mason in the lineup for the Wheeling Miners here tonight. Also went to Delaware Valley, but did not play with Tyree Williams or Jarvay Flowers. And then he was also a member of the Steel City Stampede to start this season, but now finds his way into a Miners uniform. So once again, welcome everybody into the broadcast here. I'm Chris Thoburn alongside of Jeffrey Blumenauer, honoring our military and first responders here tonight with those camo jerseys down there on the field. The Miners will be kicking off from right to left. A few number changes also in the lineup if you are family or friends or just fans in general. Jeremiah Flores wearing number 14 tonight in the Miners uniform, and also Joel Zellum not wearing his typical 99. He will be wearing number 65 here tonight. So if you're a Joel Zellum fan, friend, or family member, he is wearing 65. And then Jeremiah Flores wearing number 14 here tonight for the Wheeling Miners. Back deep for the Stampede, Kareem McCoy. And also back there, Peterson Apollon. If that name sounds familiar to you folks, that's because this young man played his college ball at West Liberty, was also a member of the Jersey Bearcats last year, started his career at Delaware State before making the transition to West Liberty. And if my encyclopedia is going back, I know he had a touchdown against Eastern New Mexico State. So I had to really dig back into the encyclopedia there.
And also a teammate with Isaiah Robinson as well.
Yeah, he played, and Charles Westbrook.
Yes.
Played with Westbrook as well. I'm not sure if, I didn't get a chance to see if he actually played with Josh Wilson or not, the kicker here for the Miners. So Wilson has it teed up, and we are underway here, the Steel City Stampede and the Wheeling Miners. It's going to be a short kick, bringing it back the other way for the Stampede is Stephen Fisher, also a Division I product out of the University of Pennsylvania. Bring it back up over midfield, and the Stampede will start this drive on the Miners' 24-yard line.
Nick Coulter in on the tackle there for the kickoff team for the Miners. Good tackle there by Nick Coulter, dragging him down about midfield. Good starting position here for the Stampede.
See who they bring out at quarterback here for Steel City. In the first game against the Miners, they used multiple quarterbacks in that game. Looks like it'll be number 3, Dave Lewis. We'll get the call here for the Stampede. Receivers here on the near side, Manny Stewart, which I have an interesting tidbit about Manny Stewart on this Steel City roster. Once we get underway here on this first play of the game from Lewis. Here goes the man in motion. It's Manny Stewart. It's going to be a handoff to the big man, Keem Stewart, out of Reading University. Nowhere to really go there. Bring up second down.
Good read there by Andy Plowden, coming out of the MAC linebacker position, reading run the entire way and blowing the play up before it could get started.
Zay Lewis, Dio DeSois, Andre Portis getting the start down there on the D line for the Miners. Plowden and Javon Johnson in the linebacker position. 2nd down and 10 upcoming for the Stampede, and they're going to be way off sides here. Yeah, I was going to say, that's definitely going to be a false start, as way over the line there was Manny Stewart. Now, Jeff, I was talking about Manny Stewart. He is very familiar with WesBanco Arena. He played for the Reading Raptors in 2021 as they won the EIF championship right here at WesBanco Arena against the Southern Steam. So welcome back to WesBanco Arena, Manny Stewart. On a very, very good Reading Raptors team, as I may mention. Their quarterback from that Reading Raptors team now starting for the Harrisburg Stampede. Manny Stewart going in motion. Here's Lewis looking back to pass, looking across the middle. Pass is going to be broken up by Aaron Finch on that one as he was all over Peterson Apollon in a battle of fours. And it is number 4 in the camo jersey coming up with that pass deflection. It'll bring up 3rd down and long.
Great coverage there by Finch. He was step for step there with the receiver the entire way. Didn't take his eyes off him. Great coverage there by Aaron Finch.
Aaron Finch back into the lineup here at WesBanco Arena. He actually missed a couple weeks ago as he was welcoming the birth of his child here too. So congratulations to Aaron Finch and his wife as well, as we will have a timeout. Jeff, I didn't quite catch it. Was it a timeout on the Stampede, or was it? So we apologize, folks. We did not catch who the timeout was. 12:50 to go here in the first quarter of play. No score between the Miners and the Stampede. So, Jeff, like we mentioned, our good friend Anthony Prevost welcoming his son Andre in. You and I have really got to know him well. We got to know him really well in 2019, but then kept in touch throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, and just awesome for him to see him welcome his son into the world.
Absolutely, just a great person in Anthony Prevost. I know he's watching, so shout out to number 3, Anthony Prevost.
Lewis with a sidecar off to the left. Manny Stewart will be the man in motion now for Steel City. Quick pass over to the corner is going to be complete to Apollon, and he is going to be greeted immediately. Making the initial stop there was his former teammate, Dante Mason.
Great job there by Mason to break down and make the receiver make a decision. He made the great decision there to make the tackle. Good job there by Dante Mason.
Ball is on the near side hash of midfield. It'll be 4th down and about 11 here for the Stampede. Finch, Mason, Tyree Williams are the defensive backs for the Miners on this 4th down play. It'll be Manny Stewart, the man in motion, number 1. Miners going to tighten up on the coverage. Lewis, 3-step drop, looking out to his left, finds his man Apollon, but overthrows him. Pass falls incomplete, and the Miners will take over at midfield.
Good stand there by the Miners, giving the ball back to their offense here, and quarterback Grant Russell.
So Grant Russell just been phenomenal out there for the Miners this season. Had a pair of touchdowns last week against the Jersey Bearcats on the road. And then don't forget the last time he was here at WesBanco Arena, 11 of 16, 178 yards and 4 touchdowns through the air for Grant Russell against a very good Michigan Avengers team that'll also be playing, they're playing in the Great Lakes Championship tonight against the West Michigan Ironmen. And then, oh, by the way, Russell liked the end zone so much he got in twice on the ground, so 6 total touchdowns last week for Grant Russell. Russell, 3-step drop, has plenty of time, finds a man wide open, it's Flores! Jeremiah Flores into the end zone, touchdown Miners!
Like we mentioned, Chris, a better opportunity here for Grant Russell. He's able to air it out. He finds Flores down in the end zone. Jeremiah Flores' favorite place to be is the end zone here at WesBanco Arena.
1 offensive play, 1 touchdown for the Miners. It's a 25-yard touchdown strike from Grant Russell to Jeremiah Flores. Josh Wilson in to attempt the extra point out of the Andre London hold, as they had one too many Stampede players down there on the ground. Wilson's kick is up. It'll split the uprights and good. 11:02 to go here in the first quarter. The Miners have a 7-0 lead.
Looking at the replay again here, Grant Russell just looking, finding Flores down the field. Flores just trots his way into the end zone for the Miners score. First possession, one play, and a Miners score.
Yeah, Flores was shut out in the very first game against Steel City. Didn't find his way into the end zone, but Jeff, a little trivia for you. Jeremiah had the first 2 catches in Wheeling Miners history.
Absolutely, and you know, he comes from that pipeline down from the National Scouting Combine. A lot of individuals from that National Scouting Combine came down. Coach Rez was coaching it. He got a lot of talent fluxed in from there. Multiple guys part of that combine as well.
And Anthony Prevost, offensive coordinator for the combine. Josh Wilson set to kick off. Kareem McCoy, Peterson Apollon, back deep once again for Steel City. It's going to bounce over Apollon's head. The ball's still on the ground. That's a line ball. Miners jump on it. And they're able to get the tackle in the end zone for the Roug.
The play results in the end zone. That is 1 point for Wheeling.
So there's the 1-point Roug there.
And the ball comes out to the 5, Chris. So great field position there. The kicking team sets up for the defense here, starting on the 5-yard line.
So the Miners now with an 8-0 lead at the 10:47 mark of the first quarter. First down and 10 from the 5 for the Stampede. Apollon, the near side receiver. McCoy over on the far side. The motion man is Stewart. Goes Stewart in motion. The ball's on the ground. Miners again. And it's going to be picked up on the play with the fumble recovery. Joel Zellum. So Zellum now with the fumble recovery on defense. Jeff, that was one thing I talked about with Joel Zellum. He is so versatile. He can play on the offensive side of the ball, on the defensive side of the ball. Very first defensive play causes some havoc down there and causes the fumble recovery.
Just a plug-and-play player is Joel Zellum. He can play anywhere we mentioned, but he makes a big impact there on the defensive line, comes up with the recovery, sets his offense up in great field position here.
Westbrook, the sidecar off to the left of Grant Russell. Savridis and Flores and Robinson also down there for the Miners. Here's the pitch over to Westbrook. He's going to be knocked backwards originally. No gain on the play, and that'll bring up second down and goal for the Miners.
Good job there by Steel City, sniffing out the run there. Westbrook tried to take it on the pitch, tried to get it at full speed and could not get anywhere, unfortunately. Good defensive play there by the Stampede.
8-0 Miners here on the health plan replay. This is actually the fumble recovery as it was kicked right to Joel Zellum. Ooh, Jeff, I don't know. I don't know if that knee was down. I think Zellum had a chance to return that one into the end zone there, but I digress. Second down and goal upcoming from about the 3.5-yard line. Robinson, the near side receiver. Flores is the motion man for the Miners. Here's the handoff to Flores. He's going to be upended right away. No gain on the play for Jeremiah Flores as getting into the backfield there was Joe Davis. And it'll bring up third down and goal for the Miners.
Good read there by Davis to see the jet sweep come across and tackle Flores for no gain. Miners here on the 5-yard line trying to punch it in, trying to dial something up here. You like to see something of a screen. Coach Rez loves those screens down there in the goal-to-go situation.
Stack formation on the far side. Savridis leaving the way. Flores lined up directly behind him. Motion man Isaiah Robinson. Russell back to pass, looking, tried to thread the needle in and out of the hands of Flores. Pass falls incomplete. Lewis, who is the quarterback on the other side, was actually in on coverage there for the Stampede.
Just in and out of the hands of Flores, an uncharacteristic drop there for Jeremiah Flores. Good read there by Grant Russell, waiting for Flores to get open and tried to fire it in there for 6.
Ball's on the far side of the 5-yard line. 4th down and goal from the 5. Westbrook, the sidecar off to the left of his quarterback, Grant Russell. Robinson, the motion man, stack formation over on the far side with Savridis and Flores, who gets it on the screen. Flores fights towards the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Miners. Let's give Jeremiah Flores 2 on the night.
Like I mentioned, Coach Rez loves those screen plays down in the red zone. He dials one up here to Flores. Flores does the rest. He fights his way into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the night.
Josh Wilson in to attempt the extra point out of the Andre London hold. Here's the snap. London able to get it down, but the kick is going to be blocked on the play. That's still a live ball, and returning it for the 2 points is going to be number 8, Stephen Fisher, but we have multiple flags on the play. So yeah, it is still a live ball even when it hits the ground. See what the call will be here from the officials. So legal defense on the Stampede. They were talking to Stephen Fisher, the one that actually had the block. And I think what happened there, he came too far from the outside. You can only go, you pretty much have to make a straight line there, and you can't really stunt or anything to come to the outside. So Wilson will attempt this again. R.C. Everbeck, the long snapper. R.C. well over 100 plays so far this season. 29 defensive plays for R.C. Everbeck. Everbeck, the long snapper. That's a really good one back to London. Wilson's kick is going to go wide right and no good. 6:38 to go here in the first quarter. 14-0 in favor of the Miners.
Timeout on the field. Full media timeout.
So it'll be a media timeout as we take a look at the health plan replay. Jeff, just like you dial it up there on that screenplay, gets it over to Flores, but Flores had to do the rest there and really get a huge push into the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, he corralled the ball in, seen the hit coming, put his head down and just pushed forward until he found the end zone. Great job there by Flores, and once again, it's one thing you watch for down there in the goal-to-go situation from Coach Rez. If he dials those screens up, he can run it either side. It doesn't matter what receiver it's coming to. He'll tell you, stop it, or I'll keep running it.
Absolutely, indeed. So it is 14-0 in favor of the Miners. 6:38 to go here in the first quarter of play. Get a look at our Miners dance team throwing some souvenirs into the crowd. Peterson Apollon back deep here for Steel City. Also Kareem McCoy. Josh Wilson set to kick off here for the Miners. It's going to be an onside kick try, but we have a flag on the play. So we'll have multiple flags on the play. I think it's going to be a re-kick here, Jeff, because it looked like the Stampede weren't set up in right position either. See what the call is here from the officials.
Lined up in the neutral zone, receiving team. Also, the ball is out of bounds.
So we'll have the re-kick there as Josh Wilson was trying for the onside there, but Steel City was lined up in the neutral zone. So we will try this one again. Drive kick here by Josh Wilson. Apollon on the return, and he will be wrapped up this time by the combo of Javon Johnson and Andy Plowden.
Kick return by Peterson Avalon, brought down by Jamie Johnson.
Ball will be on the near side hash mark of the 19-yard line. So Steel City not able to get anything going on either drive on offense, as they had a turnover on downs. And then on the very first play of their second drive, a fumble recovery by Joel Zellum. Joel Zellum down in there in the nose tackle position. Lined up next to him will be Javen Jones and Andre Portis. Andy Plowden, Javon Johnson in the linebacker position. Dante Mason, Tyree Williams, and Devontae Tinsley are your defensive backs for the Miners. Apollon is the motion man for Steel City. Lewis back to pass, looking across the middle, finds a wide open man. Making the catch is Kareem McCoy, and he has it inside the 20-yard line up to the 16. It'll be a first down for the Stampede. Great patience there by Lewis, and finds his man across the middle in Kareem McCoy. Fresh set of downs here for the Stampede as the clock strikes at 4:10 and counting, 14-0 in favor of the Miners. Stewart, the motion man for the Stampede. Lewis back to pass, almost overthrew his intended receiver, but making the catch is McCoy, and he will be brought down by Javen Jones. Karam McCoy with a second catch in as many plays. Call it a gain of 2, brings up second down and 8 from the Miners' 14-yard line.
Good job there by Javen Jones, number 44, Fairmont State product, coming across, helping out Mason there. Mason tried to make the initial contact, slid off, and his defensive line helped him out.
So Mason is one-on-one over on the far corner with McCoy. Stewart and Tinsley will be the matchup over on the far side. Lewis back to pass, flushed out of the pocket, finds Stewart with a quick pass, and he will be brought down immediately on the play by Dante Mason.
Good read there by Mason, coming up, seeing the pass, playing on the receiver there. That's one thing about Dante Mason. He has a good start-stop speed. He has closing speed. He can do it all down there in the corner position.
We're going to get our first look at Robbie Stewart, the Central Michigan product, in at the nose tackle position. Third down upcoming here for Steel City. Man going to go in motion, that's Stewart. Lewis, he can run the ball, but he runs right into the waiting hands of Javen Jones, who will bring him down for a loss on the play. And that'll bring up a fourth down for the Stampede. Great job by Javen Jones. He was not fooled at all. He knew that Lewis was going to tuck that one and run, and just wrapped him up and brought him to the ground.
Just read it the entire way, did Jones there. Great impact play there by Jones.
Brings up about fourth down, and let's call it 6 from the 12-yard line for the Stampede.
Chris, that whole play started with Robbie Stewart up front, bench pressing the center back into the quarterback. He had nowhere to go, and that created the outlet there that Jones needed to make the sack.
Stewart is the sidecar off to the right of Lewis. That's Keem Stewart. So we have Manny Stewart here on the near side in the wide receiver position. Lewis, quick drop. Once again, he can run, find some room Second effort, he is going to have the first down as he was knocked into the wall there by Tyree Williams and Andy Plowden.
Good job there by Lewis, breaking tackles, trying to find his way, get a fresh set of downs here for his offense. First and goal, Stampede.
First down and goal from the 6. It was that second effort there by the speedy Lewis. He's a quarterback, he's a wide receiver, and he's a defensive back. He's going to do it all out there tonight for the Steel City Stampede. But Stampede are going to have to burn another timeout. 1:04 to go here in the first quarter. 14-0 in favor of the Miners. But, I mean, Jeff, like I said, with Lewis being that very elusive quarterback out there, the Miners are going to have to really try to key in on that run, too, because he can do it all.
Yeah, they're going to have somebody spying on him. He can tuck the ball and run just like he showed there, going downfield. So that's definitely a threat inside the red zone.
Don't forget, fans, we will be right back here at WesBanco Arena next Saturday, 7 p.m. kick, as the Miners welcome in the Maryland Eagles. Eagles and Miners locked up at the beginning of this season, a 36-10 victory for the Miners over in Maryland. And they will welcome the Eagles here next week. So don't forget, go get your tickets at GoWVMiners.com. And don't forget, if you can't make it to the game, we'll be right back here on the YouTube page. Chris Thoburn alongside of Jeffrey Blumenauer. DJ Daner and the dance team back onto the field. There's Cole trotting out there. Yeah, I just realized I actually didn't get to do this. Special thanks to Julie Bratton and also Cole bringing the mascot out to the Rails to Trails 5K. That was held in Barnesville, Ohio. So don't forget, you can contact the Miners if you would like to have a Miners player or also have Cole out to one of your events. And then, Jeff, the fans can come out on Wednesday night. Why don't you let the fans know what's going on Wednesday night?
So Wednesday nights, every Wednesday night at about 6 o'clock, show starts at 6:30 at Generations Restaurant and Pub. We have the Coaches Show Through the Wire, brought to you by Inside the Walls Network. Coach Rez and I sit down, we have a conversation, talk about the week that was and the week that's going to be. We have players, we have guests, come out and hang out with us. It's a great time. It's a great time to meet the team and just see them in a different element.
And some great food.
Absolutely.
Generations always has some great food.
Wing and pierogi night are Wednesdays, so that's one of the great things that makes Wednesdays good is wing and pierogi night as well.
So come on out to Generations. Good food and good company. Lewis, back to pass. It's going to be complete to Manny Stewart, but it's going to be a loss on the play. Devontae Tinsley, Javon Johnson in on the stop there for the Miners.
What a great job there by the secondary of the Miners, putting 3 hats on the ball there, seeing the screen develop and just blowing it up at its source.
Call it about a loss of 2.5 on the play as the ball is on about the 8.5-yard line. Second down and goal rather in the Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration red zone for the Stampede. Peterson Apollon lined up here on the near side for the Stampede. Manny Stewart will be the man in motion for Steel City. Lewis, design run to the outside, finds one hole, dragging Andy Plowden, but Javon Johnson able to make the stop there on Lewis. So Johnson is team leading 3rd tackle of the night. Andy Plowden, though, great job. He did not let go of that jersey and was able to slow him up. As that's going to wrap up the first quarter of play. Your score 14-0 in favor of the Miners.
That fourth quarter was brought to you by the wine and beverage merchants of West Virginia.
Third down and goal here for Steel City. Lewis back to pass, looking, finds a man in the end zone. It's a Paulin. Touchdown, Stampede.
Caught for a touchdown by number 1, named Stewart.
Steel City going to set up for 2 here. Paulin will be the near side receiver. Also, Manny Stewart will be the man in motion. Here goes the man in motion. It's Stewart. Ball's going to be snapped well over the head of Lewis, and he's just going to dive back on top of it and live to fight another day. Extra point, no good. 13:48 to go here in the second quarter. 14-6 in favor of the Miners.
Good drive put together there by the Stampede, getting the ball downfield and finding themselves into the end zone and cutting the score down to 1 score. Back to the health plan replay here. Stampede looking, firing, just great job there by the Stampede to find his receiver there in the end zone for the touchdown. Great sidearm throw there by Lewis, finding the receiver into the end zone on the health plan replay.
What started out with the Miners just coming out of the gates with a quick 14-0 lead, now down to 14-6. But as we take a look at the stats here, Miners have only run 5 plays that already have 2 touchdowns.
Efficiency there by the Miners.
And for you folks that don't really know me that well and why it takes me a little while, I am horrible at math. I failed math and I failed physics. So it takes me a little longer to tally up here. Set to kick off. Mitchell Aponic, number 25 for Steel City. Gervais Flowers back deep here. He'll get the ball in the end zone. We're going to get our first look here at Flowers. Look at this. He gets a burst of speed. Only the kicker to beat here. Welcome to the team, Gervais Flowers! Coast to coast. And he is into the end zone for the Miners touchdown.
What an impact there by Flowers, making his presence felt, taking it right up the middle. Great job there by the Miners receiving team, finding their way into the end zone for the first kickoff return touchdown of the season for the Miners.
Gervais Flowers, the Delaware Valley product, finds his way into the end zone the first time he touches the ball in a Wheeling Miners uniform. I told you before the beginning of this game that this young man is electric, and you just saw it right there. What great blocks, too, by the kick return team.
Speed kills, Chris.
Josh Wilson in to attempt the extra point here out of the Andre London hold. Steel City making a few adjustments here. Wilson's kick is going to be up, and it'll be no good. 12:37 to go here in the second quarter, 20-6. But hold the phones. We do have a flag down there on the play. Was that on the shift there, Jeff?
Yeah, I think they called it on the shift there. Got to stay stationary there for the Stampede.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's why I definitely wanted to double check with you on that one. I think it was pretty much that illegal shift there for the Stampede. So Wilson with another attempt out of the Andre London hold. Long snap here by Everbeck. It's a good one. Ball is down. Wilson splits the uprights and good. 21-6 in favor of the Miners with 12:51 to go here in this one.
Just an electric job here by Flowers, finding his way into the end zone, takes it here, straight up the middle, follows his blockers, and puts life back into WesBanco Arena after the touchdown there from the Stampede.
Like I said, I mean, and then the patience by Flowers just to get behind his blockers there, only the kicker to beat. I don't know, if I was Flowers, I just would have just kept from I think even if he ran into the kicker wasn't taking him down on that one. He just had so much speed. Have I mentioned he had enough speed?
Absolutely.
So the Miners answer right back at the 13:28 mark, lead 21-6.
It's one of those ones that he did finish up his ball at Delaware Valley University, but also played it at the Pennsylvania State University.
Yes, sir, he did. Josh Wilson set to kick off here. And this one's going to come into the stands.
No.
So there's the ball down there. Flags on the play. See what the call will be here from the officials. Yeah, 20-yard line. I didn't think it came out earlier, but was just still waiting for the official call on that one. The ball will be on the near side hash mark of the 20-yard line. First down. First down and goal here for the Stampede. It'll be Stewart, Zay Lewis, and Dio DeSois down on the D line. Finch, is that Robinson back there? So I think we got Finch, Robinson, and Mason in the defensive backfield. Javon Johnson and Tyree Williams in the linebacker position. This was something that you and I talked about in the pregame, that Tyree Williams would be playing in that jack position, especially the way Steel City likes to run routes across the middle. Passes in and out of the hands of Apollo, excuse me.
Chris, not only their ability to throw the routes over the middle, also they do like the screen game in the middle of the field. They did throw a lot of screens there the first couple possessions. So that's one thing, Williams can jump that route there with his starting and stop speed.
And that's the thing about Javon Johnson too. He can play both the MAC and the jack position. So now you have a natural corner in that jack position, and then Javon Johnson coming up the middle there to plug up the hole in that MAC position.
It's good too, as Williams has the size to play in there at linebacker as well.
6'2", 205, I think, last time that we talked. Lewis, back to pass, ball is well underthrown, will be knocked down on the play by Isaiah Robinson. Pass falls incomplete, and that'll bring up third down for Steel City. Now that's the thing with Robinson though, I mean, he's not naturally a corner, and now he's doing the push-ups. Oh, everybody doing the push-ups. Isaiah's like, that's my fault, guys.
That's a Coach Mont thing, Chris. We've seen it happen in practice. When the defense drops a pick, everybody drop down and does push-ups. So they continue it here on game day.
Yeah, Dante Mason had a campfire lit to make that interception. But like I said, Robinson in that newer position in that defensive backfield. Twins over to the far side. One receiver here to the near side for Steel City. Oh, it goes in motion. The ball is snapped over the head of the quarterback, Lewis, and he's able to jump back on top of it, but it'll be a huge loss on the play all the way back to the 4-yard line. Zay Lewis will get the credit for the sack on that one.
Multiple times has this ball been snapped over the quarterback's head and put them in very bad position is the Steel City Stampede.
Fourth down into the Wheeling suspension bridge here for Steel City. Ball is on their own 4-yard line. If you're not sure where that is, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump over here.
Look for the Miners defense to get very aggressive here to try to force either a bad pass or a fumble to try to pick up an extra score here.
Stewart will be the motion man. Apollon will be the near side receiver. Lewis back to pass. It snapped over his head again, and it will be a safety there. Getting credit for that one is Javon Johnson. So 8:54 to go here in this one, 23-6 in favor of the Miners.
Great defensive possession there for the Miners, forcing the safety and putting points back on the board there for their offense. Once again, the Miners getting the ball back here, and you got to think, Chris, Flowers is thinking the same exact thing he did last time he touched the football.
Love to see him get involved in the receiving game too. But like I said, the Miners have 3 touchdowns. They've only run 5 offensive plays. So if you're still waiting for your favorite receiver or player to get out there on offense, that's why. Miners have only run 5 offensive plays. And we're midway through the second quarter, excuse me.
If you're Steel City, you definitely want to try to keep the ball away from Flowers, but the problem is you take the penalty if you try to put it somewhere else. So you almost forced to kick it to him, and they have some good returners down there. You have Mason also sitting at the 15-yard line, so I mean, pick your poison.
Yeah, for a minute I thought they were going to put Finch back out there, but they actually brought Javen Jones. Nick Coulter, Pete Savridis. So Flowers is back deep. It'll be a line drive kick this time. Flowers has to get it out of the end zone there. Here comes Jarvey making one move. Oh, can't make the other move, so it will be the Rube in the end zone there for Steel City.
Play results in 1 point for the Stampede. The ball defends the 5-yard line. First down.
Tackle in the end zone. Going to be 1 point for the Stampede. The Lions will take over. First and 10 on their own 5-yard line.
Flowers there just could not get started at all. Just trying to make something out of nothing. Unfortunately, didn't get to the ball quick enough. The Stampede recovery team got down, made the stop there, and got the 1 point rouge.
So it'll be first down from the 5-yard line, first down and 10 from the 5 for the Miners. Andre London, Andre Thomas Cobb, and Flowers will be the receivers. Joel Zellum in the backfield.
Look for a shot here, Chris.
There goes Flowers taking off. Russell, 3-step drop, has all the time in the world, also has Flowers open downfield, makes the catch, touchdown Miners! So Jarvey Flowers was tackled in the end zone for the Rouge, but then a 45-yard touchdown strike from Grant Russell to Jarvey Flowers.
Russell put a lot of air underneath that ball, but good adjustment there by Flowers coming back to the ball, helping his quarterback out and finding his way into the end zone after catching it. Like you mentioned, Chris, unfortunately gives up the Rouge, but makes up for it here by putting the ball into the end zone for 6.
Miners have a 29-7 lead. Clock strikes under 8 minutes here in the second quarter. Josh Wilson out of the Andre London hold. R.C. Everbeck, the long snapper. Here's the snap from Everbeck. Another flag on the play. Wilson splits the uprights and good. It'll be offsides against the Stampede. The Miners will decline this one. 31-7 in favor of Wheeling. 7:26 to go here in the second quarter. So Jeff, 6 plays, 4 touchdowns for the Miners.
Unbelievable just efficiency by the offense of the Miners. Great play calling by Coach Josh Resinato. Just a great job out here, and we're not even out of the first half yet, Chris. And just on all cylinders here are the Miners.
To Jarvey Flowers, a kick return touchdown, and then a 45-yard touchdown reception from Grant Russell. Grant Russell on the night, 3 for 4, 75 yards, 3 touchdowns. Here's his 3rd passing touchdown here. The ball was a little bit underthrown. The Stampede receiver had good position, but Flowers had even better position and then waltzes his way into the end zone for his second touchdown of the night. And Russell just all the time in the world, too, to let that one go, Jeff.
Absolutely, and just great dial-up play call there by Coach Rez, finding the receiver downfield in. Flowers using his speed to take the top off the defense.
Josh Wilson with the kickoff here. It's going to be a good one, and it will be returned down the field by Isaiah Scott, and he is going to be hit hard on the play by Tyree Williams. And Steel City will begin this drive inside the 15-yard line. Tyree, his second tackle of the night.
Great job there by Tyree Williams coming in, making the tackle there. That's one thing that they've worked on, Chris, is their ability to kick off, return. We've seen it multiple times in practice. Coach Rez was even kicking himself trying to get it down the field and just trying to have the guys stay in their lanes and converge to the football.
Yeah, Jeff, by the way, like when I practiced briefly with the guys when they were doing that, I've never been so scared in my life. I literally grabbed one. Dio Dessois is right in front of me, and all I did, I just literally wrapped my arms around the football and just said, please don't kill me. He's like, I'll let you live this time. I was like, all right. Pretty sure it was Dio. Like I said, I was so scared. All I saw was just 8 jerseys coming at me. First down and 10 here for the Stampede. Ball on their own 16-yard line. Lewis with the sidecar off to the left. Ball's going to be snapped over his head once again. Lewis able to pick it up, stumbles down in the end zone, and he will be brought down by Andre Portis. So the second safety of the night here for the Miners.
Portis credited with the safety there on that play. Once again, unfortunately, the center snapping the ball over the quarterback's head. That's what, 4 now, Chris? Unbelievable. And
yeah,
it causes in a safety here and 2 more points for the Miners.
Actually, they're going to call it back. They're going to say the Miners were offsides on that one. So the safety will not stand.
Coach Mont down there saying they were that close, he's telling his players.
So the ball, instead of a safety, the ball will be moved up to the 21-yard line on the offsides penalty. First down and 5 for the Stampede. Zay Lewis, Dio Dessois, Andre Portis down there on the defensive line. Plowden in the linebacker position. Javon Johnson down there as well. Tinsley, Robinson, and Mason, the defensive backs for Wheeling. Going to be a pitch out to the outside. Javon Johnson had a huge block on him, but Isaiah Robinson able to make the stop, bring up second down for Steel City.
Good job there by Isaiah, reading the play, scraping down the line of scrimmage, and realizing the pitch and making the tackle there.
Ball be right at midfield here. Second down and 1 for Steel City. On that carry was McCoy. McCoy's another one. He could play in that running back position, or he could play a wide receiver. They have Karam McCoy as a running back, and then they also have the big guy, Keem Stewart. So they like to mix it up back there, Jeff, with a good burst of speed, but also to run for power down there to Steel City. Manny Stewart, man in motion for Steel City. Lewis, back to pass, pressure coming. Lewis launches it in the no man's land, and Apollon not able to come up with it. Pass falls incomplete. Andy Plowden, Dante Mason, and Devontae Tinsley all in the vicinity there for Wheeling. Third down and 1 here for Steel City.
You're reminded this second quarter is brought to you by Remax. Travis Broadwater.
Kind of surprised that Keem Stewart not into the game here in that linebacker position. Third down and 1. Upcoming here for the Miners. Dessois. Lewis with another pass to Apollon, and it is a touchdown for Steel City. Right as we came back here on the stream, there is the touchdown strike to a pull in, his second of the night. That one from 8 yards out.
I think it's going. It's on.
The Stampede will go for 2.
Steel City going for 2 here. Sidecar off to the left is McCoy. Lewis, 3-step drop. Ball is going to be intercepted on the play there by Andy Plowden. And Plowden going to try to return this one for 2. Great effort there by Plowden as he was brought down by Keem Stewart. 2-point conversions, no good. 2:04 to go here in the second quarter, 30-13.
Great job there by Plowden, picking that off and just trying to stay on his feet and try to get down and get the 2 points. So 30-13 in favor of Wheeling, 2:04 to go. And don't forget, the Miners get the ball back at the half. Flowers back deep, also is Finch. Like you said, Jeff, pick your poison there. Who do you really want to kick to? Absolutely. Both have tremendous speed and have the ability to take the ball back.
Be on the ground here. There's Finch, going to get the return at the 15-yard line. Aaron gets it over midfield to the 20 and will be brought down before the 15 in Steel City territory. So a great return there by the speedy Aaron Finch.
On return,
Really impressed with the adjustments on the kickoff and kickoff return team for the Miners. Definitely early on in the season, something they had to work on, and they have been every day in practice, and it shows out here tonight.
Under 2 minutes to go, 30-13 in favor of Wheeling. So it'll be Thorpe, Israel Evans, and Dominique Robertson, out there for the Miners. Only their 7th offensive play, Jeff.
Unbelievable, like we've mentioned multiple times, great efficiency out here by the Miners offense.
Andre London, Isaiah Robinson, Jeremiah Flores are your receivers for Wheeling. Westbrook, the sidecar off to the right here of Russell. Westbrook going to get the pitch to the outside, ducks his head down at the 10, and it'll bring up a second down for the Miners after a gain of 7. Seven-yard gain there by Charles Westbrook. Up to the 10-yard line.
that'll bring up second down and 2.
Westbrook will be the sidecar off to the left
10-yard line.
of Russell. Man goes in motion. That's Robinson. Russell back to pass. Looking towards the end zone. He has Robinson. Touchdown Miners. 10-yard touchdown strike from Grant Russell to Isaiah Robinson.
What a throw by Grant Russell, threading the needle there to Isaiah Robinson in the end zone. Just great job, great protection once again by the Miners offensive line, giving Grant all the time in the world to find his receivers into the end zone.
So the clock is right at the 1 minute warning as these teams just exchange punches here. Now 36-13 in favor of Wheeling. Josh Wilson in to attempt the extra point. It's a low one. It'll miss wide left, no good. 1 minute to go here in the second quarter, 36-13 in favor of the Miners. So Jeff, 8 plays. 8 plays, 5 touchdowns for the Miners.
Once again, I mean, we sound like a broken record here, but efficiency, offensive efficiency here by the Miners, rolling on all cylinders, getting the ball into the end zone with not a lot of opportunities there to put it in, but they've made the best of it.
4 for 5, 85 yards, 4 touchdowns for Grant Russell, 1 reception for 10 yards, and a touchdown for Isaiah Robinson. Jeremiah Flores, 2 receptions, 30 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Jarvay Flowers, 1 reception, 45 yards, and a touchdown. And the coast-to-coast kick return touchdown for Mr. Flowers.
Just a great impact there by Flowers, making his presence known in his first appearance here in a Miners uniform.
And we have some sumo wrestlers out on the field. Man, I don't think I've ever seen a sumo wrestler move that fast, Jeff. That was pretty impressive. Don't forget here, coming up the half, Jamarcus Webster and Walker Mosley will break down the first half of action here. Walker out of Bethany College, Jamarcus Webster out of Wheeling University. Once again, they will bring you all of our first half action. Break all that down for you. And who knows, we may see him later in this game too. Once again, we do apologize to our fans that are listening on the stream. Kind of had a outage here briefly, but we are back with you, and it's so good to be back with you, whether you're a Wheeling Miners fan, Steel City Stampede fan, or just an arena football fan in general. Family, friends, we want to thank all you all for joining in here tonight and listening in to this one, as the Miners have a commanding 36-13 lead, 1 minute to go here in the second quarter of play. Miners do get the ball back at the half, so you know they're going to want to make a big defensive stop here before the half. On the return, it's McCoy, and McCoy is going to get slammed into the boards there, making the tackle, R.C. Everbeck.
Good job there by R.C. seeing the returner come across and making the stop on the boards, using the boards to his advantage there and putting the returner into the boards.
McCoy returns it up to the 22-yard line. First down and 10 here for the Stampede. Portis, Joel Zellum, and Jones. Reject that, Dessois down on the defensive line. Javon Johnson, Nick Holder, the linebackers, which will leave Tyree Williams, Aaron Finch, and Devontae Tinsley out there in the defensive backs. Stewart giving final instructions to a Paulin on the far side. Goes Stewart in motion. Lewis back to pass. Here comes the pressure by Coulter. And Coulter, he had a hold of the football. Oh my goodness.
I don't know about that one. Coulter had him in the air, secured the football, and went to the ground with it. I don't know.
I tell you what, though, credit Coulter with the sack. Nick clearly upset about that one, but nothing to be upset about. I understand that he could have had the fumble, but Coulter couldn't have gotten that backfield any quicker. Coulter, the All-State linebacker out of John Marshall High School. We'll get credit for the sack, but Jeff, I think that should have been credit for much more on that one.
Absolutely, but nonetheless, great effort there by Coulter.
See if Steel City's going to get a playoff here, and they will. One last play here for Steel City, and he's going to heave it. Pass falls incomplete, and that'll wrap up the first half of play. 36-13 in favor of the Miners here, Jeff. But what an exciting play. Then that one, Nick Coulter coming up with the big sack.
Nick Coulter has really made the adjustment to Mac linebacker. They started him out at defensive end to start the season, but he makes the adjustment to that Mac linebacker position and is really coming to his own there. Great job to end the half there for Nick Coulter.
Absolutely indeed. So we're going to hand it over to our good friends, Jamarcus Webster, and also over to Walker Mosley. They're going to break down the first half of action here. Your score at the half, 36-13 in favor of the Miners.
Let me talk to you, Jamarcus. So far in this game, it's been all Miners all day. I want to talk to you about a couple things. First off, the Stampede's miscues on offense. We noticed time and time again throughout the game, the center getting the ball over the head of Ty Lewis, putting them in not too favorable positions with the one safety, the almost second safety, and there's multiple times where there's 20 yards behind the sticks. What's your thoughts on that one?
Well, I've played center before, so not all the time. Sometimes you're more worried about blocking instead of getting the snap back there, so you have those miscues. But also you gotta realize as a center, like that's your job. You do that practically every time you practice, so it should be like that to you. You shouldn't have any miscues, But that's real unfortunate for them. But real fortunate for the Miners, to get to the ball. Almost a couple times, they were close to getting to the fumble recovery. Sometimes it was an end zone. Could have got a defensive touchdown, but they can capitalize on those moments. Keep on pressuring the center to allow those miscues. Just keep on putting pressure on the offense.
Yeah, absolutely. As a former college quarterback, I know that center to quarterback relationship, but just so far, it just seems like he hasn't gotten in a rhythm, and it's been sailing over the head of Ty Lewis. But what an addition to the Miners offense and special teams has been Mr. Touchdown, Javonte Flowers. He's been huge with a kick return on his first touch, then that deep touchdown from Grant Russell. He's been electric. What can we see more from him in this offense? How is he going to fit his role?
Well, if I'm the quarterback, I want to get the ball to him more. He's just been explosive. It seems like it comes natural to him. Like there's no problems with him. It just seems easy to him. So to me, that's your number one playmaker right now. I want to get the ball to him. And on special teams, if I was on the team, I probably wouldn't kick it to him. I keep on kicking it short so he doesn't get another touchdown return. But this also allows the offense to open up because they might put more pressure on Flowers, might put double team and whatnot, but that may allow another receiver to open up and get a ball or, open up the run game a little bit that we haven't seen very much here. So, that's your number one playmaker. Get the ball to him. If you can't get it to him, you got other playmakers on the field to get it to him.
Yeah, absolutely. When you look at the offense, they're super dynamic. You have so many receivers that can go down the field deep. You have Robinson, that's a deep threat. Flowers, Flores, and then Savarides, he's that guy in the middle, almost like a Danny Amendola type, where he can get those quick yards. So just the progression of his offense and just how high-flying and fast-paced they are reminds me of a high-powered college offense, just the way they're able to throw the ball and spread the field and just make you have to cover them each and every separate way. Now, one thing I want to talk about with that Steel City Stampede team, Ty Lewis. He reminds me of a Lamar Jackson type. He has the build of a running quarterback and the way he can make those off-platform throws. As a former quarterback, it's super cool to see him escape the pocket and just be able to sidearm sling into tight spots. And he's made some two tight throws down the goal line for both his touchdowns. How can this Miners defense contain that and stop him? They've done a good job so far when you look at the score at 36-13. But if they can play the game right, how do they do that to where that score doesn't get anywhere more on that 13 side?
Well, what they can do is, collapse the pocket on him, make sure he's not able to escape, rush the guards up the field, surround the quarterback so he has no possible way to escape, bull rush the center to the quarterback so he doesn't have, the only way he could go is backwards, that's not the best decision for a quarterback. A quarterback really doesn't want to do that, but if he goes backwards, that creates opportunity for a big sack or, a completion because the quarterback has decision and might have to throw all the way down the field to necessarily nowhere at times. So, I mean, talking to some of the guys before the game, they talked about containing the quarterback. They know you can run and you can throw, but they also were talking about if he couldn't throw, he can play receiver. So he's that type of athlete where you can literally put him anywhere and he could be amazing. But the Miners have actually done a good job of keeping him contained, not letting him have any big runs or whatnot. He had a couple of great runs here and there, but the Miners just kept that low. I'm pretty sure he had 2 passing touchdowns that got away from us. But Coach Quan, he just coaches great defense. So they're not really worried about it right now. They're going to go in, discuss some things, and capitalize on missed opportunities, and just keep on going.
Yeah, absolutely. What I think the key thing is you can always put a spy on the quarterback like that, but then it takes away from what else you can do. And especially with not having that full 11 like you're seeing in traditional football, not Arena League, where you can just throw that spy in or have a middle linebacker or a linebacker kind of sit. But with how fast these guys are, it's so tough to do. Now, Grant Russell has 4 touchdowns today. Flores has 2 receiving touchdowns. Flowers has 2. He has a receiving touchdown and a kick return touchdown. And then Robinson with his 1 touchdown. And from scoring otherwise with this Miners team, they have the 1-point safety and then that 1-point defensive kickoff point. So that's interesting to see. They're scoring from multiple ways. They're not just doing it the tried and true method of the old Grant Russell, throw it down the field and let the receiver go catch it. They're mixing it up. Early in the first half, we noticed this offense has only got 5-6 snaps in the whole game, and they were already up by a bunch. If you're looking ahead, what can you do when you're up this much as a Miners team, so that way you're not getting comfortable and you're not just gonna you're not gonna go to them. You're gonna attack. How do you keep attacking this Stampede defense?
I would just go in the locker room during this halftime and just think. I would still air it out. Grant Russell, great quarterback. Doesn't throw any interceptions that I've seen. He's cool, calm, collected, so he can sling the ball. You can keep on attacking with the deep ball, but if you don't want a quick score, drain some clock. You could also attack the middle and run it here a bit, here and there. But just keep on attacking. Like they've been able to do, but they can also do it in multiple ways. They could also attack on special teams, even on defense, So, there's opportunities all over for them to keep on scoring, and if I were them, I wouldn't stop scoring. I'd just make that the main priority, just keep on scoring. It's not let them have light, not let them think that they can come back.
Yeah, absolutely. And what you're seeing right now with this Miners team is the evolution of football. When you think about 5-10 years ago, players had certain positions. They weren't utility guys, but now you have guys that can play corner and receiver, D-line, O-line. They can also pitch in and block and run the ball. It's great to see that this Miners team has really incorporated that evolution of football to where it's almost positionless for some people. Especially with how Robinson looks like he can play both ways. What would be the best thing for the Miners team going forward, not just in this game, but later on, and going on into the playoffs and potentially a championship run? What would be the key for them to go win a championship in this season?
I would say the key to that for them is to experiment. You have those guys who can play multiple positions, so put them out in those multiple positions to make the best plays and see what fits and what works. So when you go out there and experiment like that, it leads to opportunity, not only in this game, but in the later weeks. You watch film on your opponent, you're like, oh, well, we can match him up with him, and just have that mindset that we have the guys that we can put anywhere, we'll still win and make plays. They're just saying stop it. Oh, you got to find a way to stop it.
Now, the one thing I'm wanting to know, will this offense, I wouldn't say get more creative, but will they add in more flares and just start adding on those trick plays, little RPO actions? Would you see any sort of progression in the offense in that, or they stick to kind of the similar methods they've been doing now?
well, you know, they're just saying if it's broke, don't fix it. So, you know, I think they'll just keep on doing what they're doing because there's no reason to go out there and be all fancy and whatnot with the RPOs. Yeah, the RPOs and the options are nice, but sometimes they're not the greatest decision, you know. So just stick with what you're doing, and I mean, it's working, so there's no reason to stop doing it. If you want to go out there and throw RPO, you can. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, it will hurt you a little bit, but it might not hurt you a lot. So.
Yeah, it's not 4th of July yet, but man, are there fireworks in this offense. The way they can just seemingly move the ball from one end of the field to the other in a blink of an eye. Lightning fast speed, super strength, and what I think I've noticed the most, other than all that high-flying action, is the hard hits on defense and special teams. Anytime I look up, it seems like I'm seeing Nick Coulter going a million miles an hour at the nearest guy. I like seeing that. I like seeing how fast they are and how just absolutely sure they are when they make a decision. There's no like, should I do it? It's all about, I'm going to do it 100%, and if I'm wrong, I'm going to go 110%.
Yeah, you know, it's great to have that mindset. You know, that's why football is football. You know, you can hurt your opponent legally and not get in trouble for it. So you can go ahead and fly out there and, you know, put a guy on the ground, make those big hits. You know, if he doesn't get back up, he doesn't get back up. But that's just how football is.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so nice to see in this league. I know we see it in other leagues. Just you can make a big hit and not have to worry about getting a flag. It's so nice to see that impact of football and what's been there for so long is still there. So far the score, 36-13. Your Wheeling Miners ahead of the Steel City Stampede. We'll see you here at the start of the second half.
And a fantastic job there by Walker Mosley and Jamarcus Webster. As Jeff, how about this? One of the owners of the Miners, Chris Duffy, just what a great guy out there tossing koozies, footballs, everything else he can out there to the fans. Just what a great guy. Special thanks to him, Dempsey, all the ownership group here from the Wheeling Miners. But it's just so cool to see Chris Duffy out there, also in one of the fan jerseys. So if you want one of those, go online, go WV Miners if you're not here. But if you are here, head on out to the merchandise stand there and pick up one of those awesome jerseys, because Jeff, I have a feeling you and I might need to do that before the end of the season. What do you think?
Absolutely. They look great. They're actually done by the same supplier that does our uniforms, so they are identical to what the Miners wear, so you're wearing exactly what the Miners are wearing.
And Jeff, we didn't get the opportunity earlier, but now that we're on the camera here, why don't you go ahead and explain the hat you're wearing here on Military Night and First Responder Night.
So just a great tip of the cap to my brother David, who is currently in the Navy. He served on the Truman, which this hat came from, in Norfolk, Virginia. So a great time to wear it, and it matches with our blue and yellow. So it's a great add to the broadcast here tonight.
And it also matches with Military and First Responder Night. So once again, if you're a military, first responder, anything out there, we just thank you for your service to our great country. Wasn't for you, we wouldn't be able to do what we do here tonight. So thank you guys so much. We hope you're enjoying the broadcast here tonight. The Miners leading the Steel City Stampede 36-13. Grant Russell, 4 for 5, 85 yards, 4 touchdowns on the night. What more could you say about Mr. Russell?
Just unbelievable. He has all the time in the world back there. His offensive line is just holding up great for him back there. He's able to make decisions, throw the ball downfield to his receivers, and boy, let's talk about Flowers. My goodness, just a great debut here for the Wheeling Miners. Has a kickoff return for a touchdown, and oh wait, a receiving touchdown as well.
Stole my thunder right there. Jarvay Flowers, welcome to the lineup. 2 touchdowns on the night. Jeremiah Flores with 2 touchdowns. Isaiah Robinson also with a receiving touchdown, as the kick there is going to go out of bounds from Maponic.
There's the effect right there, Chris. They put the ball in the stands. They do not want to put it in the hands of the dangerous returner in Flowers.
Well, I mean, you had Aaron Finch earlier, too, that had a really nice return. So the Miners, first offensive drive here of the second half, leading 36-13. Like I said, 8 total offensive plays, 4 touchdowns on offense, and then had the kick return for a touchdown. Miners come back in. Sidecar off to the right of Grant Russell is Charles Westbrook. Robinson, Flores, Savridis are your receivers out there for the Miners. Savridis, the man going in motion. Russell, back to pass, looking, gets a nice block, goes across the middle to a safety valve in Isaiah Robinson. Robinson makes 1 move, makes a 2nd move, brings a tackle into the end zone. Touchdown, Miners!
Miners starting the second half the way they started this game, with a touchdown. 1 play, 1 touchdown for the Miners.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know the name, let me introduce you to Isaiah Robinson. Gets the catch across the middle, sheds off 3 tacklers for that touchdown.
Unbelievable concentration there by Robinson to haul in the catch and then break tackles and fight for the end zone there for the score.
Josh Wilson in to attempt the extra point here out of the Andre London hold. Here's the snap, it's a high one. And the kick is no good. We have some extra laundry on the field after the kick. See what the call's gonna be. And then we have a Steel City player that's trying to take on the entire offensive line of the Miners. I'm going to recommend you don't do that. Cooler heads will prevail.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 do not recommend.
Yeah. Because you had D. Dixon, Dominique Robinson, Israel Evans. Yeah, and Joel Zellum.
Kicking team, number 55.
So the penalty is on Brandon Thorpe.
And will be added.
So that'll be added on to the kick there. The Miners lead 42-13 over the Stampede.
It's the Miners 42, the Stampede 13. And we're taking 4 adults that'll be doing.
Man going in motion. Russell,
Take a look at the health
back to
play
pass.
replay here
Looking,
again.
gets a
Grant
nice
Russell
block,
moving up
goes
in the
across
pocket.
the middle to a
Finds
safety
Isaiah
valve.
Robinson across
In
the
Isaiah
middle.
Robinson.
It's a great move there
makes
by
one
Isaiah,
move,
breaking a
makes his
tackle,
second move,
finds his way
breaks
into
a
the end
tackle.
zone. Is Isaiah Robinson.
I mean, Grant Russell, 5 for 6, 115 yards, 5 touchdowns. My goodness. Here's the kick here from Wilson. In and out of the hands, ball still on the ground. And a Poland able to come back on top of it. Now, don't forget, they'll tack on the 15 yards from the unsportsmanlike penalty. But that was almost disastrous there for the Stampede.
Finch trying to get down there and corral the ball, but unfortunately gets down there too late, breaks the tackle though, and brings the returner to the ground.
So the ball will be up to the 24-yard line for the Stampede. First down and 10. Robbie Stewart, Dio DeSois, and Zay Lewis down on the D-line there for the Miners. Andy Plowden, Javon Johnson, the linebackers. Mason Tinsley and Williams are your defensive backs for Wheeling. Jeff, they're going to be trying another center down there in Keem Stewart. Normally a running back and linebacker. Going to step into the center position. He has a tall task in the 6'3", 325-pound Robbie Stewart. But we're not going to get to see it yet as we have a false start upcoming here against the Stampede.
False start. Offense number 4. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Just can't get the snap count down is the Stampede. Got to call it there with the man in motion, and unfortunately they don't call it soon enough, and it calls for the offsides.
Now, like I said, you got a different center in there now too, in Keem Stewart. Lewis with the handoff to the outside, getting a burst of speed is McCoy, and he is going to be hitting to the boards there. Making that stop was Dante Mason. It'll bring up second down now for Steel City.
Flag on the play.
We have some flags after the play, way after the play. We'll see what the calls here are from the officials. (42-13) in favor of Wheeling.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense number 5. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense number 79 to the bench. Those fouls are offset. Second down. That is their first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game for disqualification.
Okay, so did the Miners one come from the bench? Because they call it Israel Evans, and I was like, wait, Evans wasn't even on the field. And Coach Red's going to have a chat with Izzy, like, hey. Lewis, back to pass. They're going to take a shot toward the end zone, and coming up with the pass deflection was Tyree Williams. And that'll bring up a third down now for the Miners.
Good job there by Tyree Williams. Once again, getting down, swatting the ball down. Coach Mont, once again, he loves the deflections, but man, he wants some interceptions.
He really does indeed. And what a story for Tyree Williams. Went down with a nasty concussion in week 2 against the Jersey Bearcats. Only missed a few weeks, but the resilient Tyree Williams right back into the lineup.
Absolutely, very physical corner down there. He's played at that jack linebacker position here tonight because he's, like we mentioned, he can play down there.
Man goes in motion. He's going to be one-on-one down here as Stewart. Lewis back to pass. Pressure coming. Lewis, he's going to be hit, and he is going to be sacked by the duo of Robbie Stewart and Dio DeSois.
by number 56, AAL2.
Illegal formation.
So legal formation, so that play will stand.
Fourth down.
So Dio Dessois and Robbie Stewart in on that stop for Wheeling.
What a force Stewart is down there in that nose tackle position, just bench pressing the center into the quarterback there.
Robbie Stewart, the former Central Michigan Chippewa, in that defensive line position. Like I said, he can play offensive line as well. Big body down there. Here comes fourth down and a country mile for Steel City. Apollon, the man in motion. Lewis, back to pass. Here comes the pressure from Plowden. Lewis able to avoid one tackler. Ball's on the ground. Either way, it's Miners football. Will be a so they're going to say it was recovered by Wheeling. So Andy Plowden with the forced fumble and the fumble recovery. It'll be first down and goal for the Miners from their own, check that, from the Steel City 10-yard line. As you get a look there at Grant Russell, 5 for 6, 115 yards, 5 touchdowns as he blows a kiss to the camera. I love it. 10:07 to go here in the third quarter, 42-13 in favor of the Miners. Don't forget, Wheeling will be right back at it next Saturday as they welcome in the Maryland Eagles. Be the conclusion of the regular season between the Miners and the Eagles. As we'll get, Jeff, we're gonna have a push-up contest. I like this. I don't know, if it was between me and you, I think my money would be on you for that one. I don't know, Jeff, what was your push-up total? There we go. So Matt Porter, the assistant GM, there we go. I like the young man in the red there. He's just like, all right, yeah, just a little bend in the elbow. I got this. I was going to say, I'd already be out. I love this. And then you got this young man here. He had to take off the watch and the bracelet. I like it. He's like, I'm not losing this. I'm getting it. That is 15 seconds too long for me. There we go, this young man right here. You know, I always thought a minute wasn't a long time, and then I started doing planks. Then I realized a minute is a very long time.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's unbelievable. Do planks, do minute periods in wrestling. I mean, that'll tell you how long a minute is.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Is that all it is a minute?
No, you do minute rounds in practice, and those are the worst. Woo. Full go for a minute after practicing an entire time, man, those are killer.
I'll tell you who's been a full go for about 30 minutes here, even longer than that, has been this Wheeling Miners football team. From the start here, 42-13, and they have it first down and goal. From the 10, Jarvay Flowers, Pete Savrides. I believe that's Andre Thomas Cobb over on the far side.
Like to see Pete Savrides get involved here in the receiving game. Like to see him into the end zone.
But let's see if we get a pitch here to Westbrook. Jarvay Flowers, the man in motion. It's a fake pitch to Westbrook. Fake screen. Gets it over on the far side to Andre Thomas Cobb, who, guess what? Into the end zone. Touchdown, Miners! Grant Russell Russell, 6 touchdowns on the night. This one a 10-yard strike to Andre Thomas Cobb.
Grant gets Cobb the ball, and Cobb does the rest. He finds his way into the end zone. Great play fake there by Grant Russell, and also even better job by Westbrook to sell the fake pitch there and throws the screen pass to Andre Thomas Cobb.
48-13 in favor of Wheeling. Josh Wilson in to attempt the extra point out of the Andre London hold. R.C. Everbeck, the long snapper. Kick is going to be off the crossbar, no good. 8:47 to go here in this one, 48-13. And Jeff, here's another thing. There's only been, well, let's go to the health play and replay. Look at this fake by Grant Russell. Double fake, triple fake. Andre Thomas Cobb, wide open at the 10. Thomas Cobb says, here, guys, I'll just do the rest, and gets into the end zone. Just what a pump fake. Oh, I'm sorry. Pump fakes, plural, there by Grant Russell. But here's the crazy thing. There's only been one incompletion by the Miners. Every other pass completed by Grant Russell here tonight has gone for a touchdown.
Unbelievable job by Grant Russell, just hitting his receivers and then finding their ways into the end zone. Just another great performance by Grant Russell here at WesBanco Arena.
Miners lead 48-13 in this one. Remember, it was a 58-0 victory for Wheeling in the opener against the Steel City Stampede. Last year's runner-up in the AAL2. Here's a Paulin again on the return, the West Liberty University product, and he is going to be brought down on the play there by Nick Coulter, the John Marshall product. Already with a sack tonight, picks up his second tackle. And Jeff, I'm not saying this because he's a local guy, but I clearly thought that was a fumble back in the second quarter that Coulter picked up.
Absolutely, great second effort there by Coulter to try to make a play there and get the football back for his offense. Unfortunately, does not go his way. But like we mentioned, somebody that is really honed into his own here on the defense and that Mac linebacker position. Also, great job on the kick coverage team as well. One thing that the Miners have really beefed up is that kick coverage and kickoff team.
So Zellum, Dessois, Javen Jones down on the defensive line. Javon Johnson, Nick Coulter in the linebacker position. Isaiah Robinson, Aaron Finch, Dante Mason back in the defensive backfield for Wheeling. Lewis gonna send Stewart in motion. Lewis back to pass. It's gonna be a screen on the outside to a Paulin, and he is gonna be hit hard on the play by Dante Mason and Javen Jones.
What a shot there by Dante Mason, pinning his ears back and blowing up the receiver.
Second down and 7. Same defensive unit there for the Miners. Stewart be the man in motion for Steel City. Lewis back to pass. We're going to have a late flag on the play as a bummer as Javon Johnson intercepted that one. So it will be the false start on that one. Guilty party is Stephen Fisher. And we'll move him back behind the chains here, or behind the sticks here, rather.
Back to their 18-yard line. Second down and 12.
Ball on the 18, second down and 12. Clock striking right around 7 minutes. Miners leading 48-13. Danny Stewart, the man in motion for Steel City. He'll be one-on-one with Aaron Finch. Lewis, low snap, screen play is complete on the outside to Fisher as he gets put in a headlock initially by Javon Johnson, and then finishing him off will be Dio Dessois.
Great job there by the Miners getting everybody to the football. Their gang tackling is the Miners.
Brings ball up to the 21-yard line, third down and a long 9 upcoming here for the Stampede. Tight coverage here coming from the Miners. Man goes in motion, that's Manny Stewart. Ball's on the ground, and Javen Jones has it!
Once again, the center exchange has been a nightmare for the Stampede here tonight. The Miners capitalize on it and get good field position here for their offense.
So does Grant Russell go for touchdown number 7 here? You know, Jeff, you and I have been calling football together since what, 2018 now, I think it's been? What has been one of the hardest jobs for us post-game in our entire career? It's picking a player of the game.
Absolutely.
And that's because all the teams that we have covered, they all play as a team, and that's what championship teams do. You and I might have a little extra time here tonight to try to decide on that. Zellum getting rewarded in that fullback position now. Savridis, Thomas Cobb, and Ron Brown out there. Carry here by Grant Russell. He's going to be slammed into the boards after a short carry. So the Miners, the only time they haven't got into the end zone has been on running plays. They're trying to switch things up there. Grant Russell on the carry. Second down and about 7 for the Miners. Ball on the 16-yard line of the Stampede. Same receiving core. Ron Brown, Andre Thomas Cobb, Pete Savridis. Russell, back to pass, looking, finds Thomas Cobb across the middle, takes a big hit, but hangs on to the football. And Jeff, that was the first completion that didn't go for a touchdown for the Miners.
Unbelievable stat there, Chris. Great job there by Thomas Cobb of hauling in the ball and controlling it to the ground and controlling the catch there. Once again, great pass there by Grant Russell, finding the receiver over the middle there and giving his team the first down.
Thomas Cobb, he has 2 receptions, both going for 10 yards for a total of 20. I can sometimes do math. First down and goal from the 6 for the Miners. I want to see Joel Zellum get into the end zone here. What do you think? Hand off to Zellum here?
Nice little pitch to the outside would be wonderful.
Let's go. Man goes in motion. It's going to be a flag on the play, though. Big Zellum driving toward the end zone. He's in if this stands. I think this is going to stand.
Steel City. Joel
Zellum from 6 yards out. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Miners! Ask and you shall receive. Joel Zellum into the end zone. Yeah, the flag came out early, so I wasn't sure. But just like the players, you play till the whistle, so I'm going to radio till the whistle there. And big Joel Zellum gets into the end zone. His family right down in front of us. Now what are we saying? Well, folks, they are going to say Zellum was stopped short. I stand corrected. So, Coach Rez, if you could hear me down there, another handoff to Zellum. Get him into the end zone. Let's do it. Zellum, the sidecar, off to the left. Here's the handoff to Joel. This time he's going to be stopped short, but we have another flag on the play. So we have the illegal defense here against the Stampede. I think everybody knew that ball was going to Zellum.
Illegal defense.
And what do you think? Just line Zellum up as the quarterback and just just bulldoze your way into the end zone like the fridge did for the Bears.
Yeah, good luck stopping that.
All right, so 3:10 to go in the third, 48-13. Second down and goal from the half-inch line. Is it going to be Zellum? Is it going to be Russell? Will it be Savridis that's lined up here on the near side? Flowers and Thomas Cobb over on the far side. Zellum going to be in the shotgun formation. Check that, Russell. Zellum the sidecar off to the left. It's going to be a handoff. We have another flag. This time it's going to go to Flowers. Nice move into the end zone. Touchdown Miners if this stands. See what the call is here from the officials. So it's going to be offsides. So Jarvey Flowers giving him the hat trick on the night.
What a debut here for Flowers, finding himself into the end zone for the third time. And all different varieties at that. Gets the kickoff return for a touchdown, makes a reception for the touchdown, and then runs one in here for the rushing touchdown.
So Jarvey Flowers getting it done on all aspects here tonight. And since we are in an ice hockey rink, we might as well say he got the hat trick. Miners gonna go for two here. Savridis, Flowers, Thomas Cobb. Zellum in the backfield with Russell. Russell back to pass. He's looking. Bullet pass into the end zone. 2-point conversion is good by Andre Thomas Cobb. We're going to have flags after the play. So it will be 56-13. It was after the play, so it's going to stand. Yeah, the conversion should stand. I don't know, Coach Rez doesn't seem pleased, so let's see what the official call is going to be.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense number 50, unnecessary contact. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense number 5. Those fouls have offset. Kickoff.
All right.
And up on Savings Bank penalty is offsetting. So the point is coming in the score within 28 of the third quarter. It's the Miners
56-13 in favor of Wheeling in this one. On the health plan replay here. Here's the handoff to Flowers. Whoop! Look at that move right there, and then just bulldozes his way into the end zone. Israel Evans and Joel Zellum both getting big blocks on that one.
Folks, make sure you support our sponsors, and we thank them on behalf of the Wheeling Miners for their generous support.
Josh Wilson set to kick off here for the Miners. McCoy on the return. Thomas Cobb getting a hold of him, and then Tyree Williams finishing him off there. Jeff, that's another thing that I've really seen a lot of improvement out of the Miners has been that kickoff coverage.
Stampede will start first and 10 on their own 20-yard line.
Ball on the 20-yard line. Zay Lewis, Javen Jones, Robbie Stewart. Down on the defensive line, Andy Plowden, R.C. Everbeck. in the linebacking core position. Tinsley, Mason, and Williams. Cam Dixon, very animated down there on the bench, the injured linebacker. Miners getting a good jump here. Here comes Plowden on the pressure with Lewis. Letting go of the ball. It's intercepted by Tyree Williams. So Tyree gets the interception.
Great read there by Tyree Williams, making the interception.
So an interception by Tyree Williams with 34 seconds to go here in the third quarter, 56-13 in favor of Wheeling.
Territory on the 23-yard line. Don't forget these sponsors.
Miners going to stick here with Grant Russell.
Mama Tito's, Generations, the Night People, River City, Red Lux, Original PJ's Varsity Pizza, Rotelli's Pizza, and Greco's.
Steel City's only got 7 guys on the field right now.
The Miners first down 10 on the Stampede 23-yard line.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're going to have to burn a timeout here. They only had 7 guys out on the field. So coming up here in the fourth quarter, Jeff, we're very blessed here with the Miners to have, a lot of great people that we work with. So we're going to give Jamarcus Webster and Walker Mosley the opportunity to call the fourth quarter here. They do a great job in the pregame, halftime, and postgame. So we'll hand it over to them, and then Jeff and I will join everybody back again in the postgame show. One final play here in the third quarter. Russell setting Robinson in motion. Russell dropping back to pass. Here comes the pressure. Russell, plenty of room in front of him. Russell going to tuck it and run. Lowers his shoulder, still on his feet inside the 5. So be a gain of about 22 if that stands, but that is going to be a hold against Brandon Thorpe. But that'll wrap up the third quarter of play, 56-13 in favor of the Miners. And now we're going to hand it over to Walker Mosley and Jamarcus Webster. Jeff and I will see you on the post-game show.
Well, Jamarcus, is exactly what we thought it was going to be at halftime. 56-13 right now is the score. What's going to happen on this fourth quarter? What do you see them doing? How's that going to go for us?
I see the Miners keep on going. I don't think they're going to stop. I think they're going to keep on scoring. The goal for Coach Rez, I've heard, is score 100 points. So why not try to score 100 points? This is the perfect opportunity to do it and show the league what the Miners are all about. So, there's no point in stopping.
Yeah, absolutely. We got close with 80 a couple weeks ago. We're at 56. Quick math, that's 44 points away. It can be done. This is a high-flying offense that the Miners have in between the third quarter and fourth quarter break. Now, we saw in the last few drives, it's been getting the turnovers we need, quick scoring. Can't wait to see what this offense has got done. That last run, unfortunately, looks like it's going to end in a penalty, so it's probably going to come back a little bit. But what a run by Grant Russell, just to see a whole bunch of daylight and go and make a huge huge hit to keep going.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about during halftime. You know, him using his legs, he has the opportunity to go out there, use his legs. When there's green grass, there's plenty of green grass, but, you know, unfortunately, holding call caught him up.
Absolutely. And here we are, Miners on offense. Russell drops back to pass, throws a screen over. He gets upfield, and he is tackled short. About a gain of looks like 4 on the play. That's Isaiah Robinson, West Liberty product. Going to be 2nd down, and it looks like about 12, so pick up about 4 and 5 on that last play. Miners getting set. Good play there, you think, on that quick screen to Robinson.
Yeah, quick screens, you know, they're a great play. Get a little bit of yards, you know, test out what the defense is doing, but they've been doing it the whole game, so they keep on working.
And here they are, they step in the shotgun look. Westbrook to the left of Russell. Takes the snap, he drops back, flag on the play. Russell throws it deep. Incomplete, in and out of the hands of Robinson there. But there is a flag, 2nd and a... Be a 5-yard penalty. Defense was illegal on that play. Huge play, could have had the huge touchdown there.
Yeah, one thing, you know, I hear about back in high school, we always had a ref come over and explain the rules, and he said there's a statistic. The team with the most penalties usually loses the game, and, you know, that proves to be true.
That is
Stampeders, you know. We see many flags today. It probably won't stop until the clock turns 0, but, you know, we'll see.
It's been a laundry day. I didn't know it was Sunday. Normally that's when laundry day is for me, but it's today instead. Looks like Russell will go under center. Westbrook to his left. He takes the snap. Quick screen over there to Robinson. He makes the move inside, gets up to 20, spins inside, gets down at the 15-yard line. That'll be a 1st down. Injury on the field for the Stampede. But great play. I mean, so far what I like about this offense is you never know what's going to happen next. We've seen the 2 screens and then the deep ball. So I really like just the combination of this offense.
Yeah, it's you know, great mathematical play calling. You know, Coach Rez knows what he's doing. You know, he's been coaching for a while. It's great to see his offense play. You know, they're very explosive, and he has those little plays in there that will get us a little bit of yardage, or he has some big plays that he'll call and they get his touchdown. You know, it's great to see play calling. Play calling is phenomenal. It's been phenomenal for every week, and even tonight. You know, it's just great to see.
Yeah, I mean, and another thing that we haven't talked about that I think we definitely should is the offensive line for the Miners has been almost perfect. A few times that Grant Russell's had to make a move, but it's been slim to none. And right now, this offensive line is playing phenomenally.
Yeah, from the first game here, the home opener, you know, against the Bearcats, you know, the offensive line, you know, they little miscues here and there. They weren't 100%, they weren't perfect, but major transformation here in the O-line. They, you know, they click together. They run together great on the offensive side of the ball. They know what they're doing. They pick up their assignments. Don't let the quarterback get sacked. One big problem here in the home opener was the snaps. You know, the snaps weren't getting to the quarterback. They were over his head or a little bit short, and the snapping has improved so much. So that's just a great thing for O-line to develop.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes you don't talk about that offensive line until they're doing bad, but it's good to give them recognition. Russell will drop back to pass. He looks downfield, taking his time, throws it off the back foot, incomplete. But another flag is on the field.
I think it might be a holding call.
We shall wait to see what this one is.
Penalty on the defense.
Another illegal defense by this Stampede team. So it looks like it's going to move the chains to make it a 1st down for the Miners here. But right there, what we just talked about, Grant Russell had all day to throw. He took his time. He moved around. A little bit late on that throw. But, I mean, when you have the flag down, good thing it went out of bounds because sometimes you never know what that flag actually is. but it will be 1st and 10 on the 10-yard line. Sorry, 1st and goal on the 10-yard line. Russell will go under center, Westbrook to his left. Robinson goes back in motion, comes around. Russell takes the quarterback keeper. He has it to 5, inside, shrugs, touchdown, Miners! Grant Russell doing it himself for the old QB keeper there.
You know, that's what I love to see. That's what I love to talk about. Him using his legs and creating opportunity for himself to score. You know, I love to see quarterbacks run, and when they get out in the open grass, they're able to make plays on their own. You know, you usually see them make plays with the arm, but it's great to see them go out there and run, make plays with their legs.
Absolutely, and he's not a little fella by any means. He's got height. He's about 6'3", 6'4". Don't know his weight, but he can run, and he can make people miss, and he can run through them with no problemo. He definitely drank his milk and ate his vitamins as a young child. It looks like they're going to keep that high-powered Miners offense on the field. 62-13 is the current score. About to hit 11 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Russell will go back under center again. Westbrook to his left. Stack formation of receivers on the right side. Robinson in motion. Hey, look, finds him wide open in zone. 2 points is good. Jeremiah Flores.
You know, it's that quick screen again. You know, they throw. I mean, if it's there, take it. I mean, why not? You know, it's a great play. They've been running fluently all night, so I mean, why not? Don't stop. Keep on doing it. You know, as I said earlier, if it broke,
yeah,
if it's
absolutely.
not broke, don't fix it. So
absolutely. What we talked about at the half was about these fast, high-flying offensive receivers, but what we forgot to mention is how well they block.
Yeah, that's a big crucial point. You know, the wide receivers coach got to preach blocking. You know, you got to become a big man for a little bit. You know, out there blocking. You know, blocking wide receiver is you know, underrated because they don't do it as much. You don't see it as much. But when the receivers go out there and block and create opportunities for the other guys to make plays, it's just beautiful to see.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you look at what football is right now, especially for this team, they throw a lot of quick screens, so you need those receivers to block, and you need those agile offensive linemen to get out there and create space so it's easier for those receivers to block. Really good to see here. So far in the game right now, Grant Russell is putting up mad numbers. 9 for 10, 149 yards, and 6 touchdowns, with 2 carries for 13 yards and a touchdown. So he's doing it all today. He's running the ball, he's throwing the ball. If he could block, I bet he could go out there and block as well.
Yeah, it's that Swiss Army knife, you know. As we were talking earlier, you know, there's athletes, and you can put them anywhere on the field and they can do everything. I believe Grant Russell is one of those athletes. You know, they have him at quarterback, but you can probably go out there and play, you know, go out there on the D-line and get a sack. Go out there and play running back and score a touchdown. You know, it seems like he can do it all.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can't say enough about this offense. I mean, they're putting up points, and what the cool thing is about the Miners is the defense isn't making them, doesn't force them to go put out points. I mean, 13 points given up by that Miners defense, so it's good to see them playing complimentary football. And here they go. Kickoff goes deep. Stampede gets it. They'll return it. Makes a move outside, comes back to the outside there. He gets tackled into the wall by that John Marshall product in Nick Coulter. And here comes the Stampede offense with the quarterback with Dy Lewis. He can move, but I just feel like he hasn't been out there in a good minute.
Yeah, I mean, his O-line's not doing him the greatest favor right now. You know, they're not providing him opportunity. So, you know, take a toll on the quarterback when you get hit, and you know you have to chase after a ball that's snapped over your head. You know, it takes a toll on your body. So I mean, and there's not much you could do.
Yeah, and what I know as a former quarterback, what really sucks is when you go out and have a drive, and then you get off the field, and then it feels like you never come back on. So your arm, it's already warm, but it just gets a little bit cold, a little lukewarm. So when you have to go make a deep throw or put one on, it might not fully be there. So that's one of the difficulties
of not being able to come back on the field and play right away after a drive, and you give up something like that. That was not only long just because of what the Miners did, but they also caught that break in between the third and fourth quarter. Well, it looks like someone else is going to be taking the snap here. That's not Dy Lewis. That'll be Manny Stewart. He drops back. He's getting blitzed. He throws it. It's intercepted. He's going. The 10, 5, touchdown, Miners! That is Aaron Finch, the Wheeling U product. And I mean, we talked about Dy Lewis, but what we weren't expecting was Manny Stewart to come in the game. First throw, he threw a touchdown, but it was to the wrong guy and the wrong team. Miners go up 70-13 with 1 or 2 points pending, depending on what they do here.
Yeah, this is what we were talking about earlier. But the Miners, they found ways to score everywhere, on defense, on special teams, and on offense. That was one of the biggest things that the defense was preaching when I was talking to Zay Lewis earlier today. They talk about they want a defense to score. They got that defense to score right here. It's great to see.
Yeah, I mean, right there, what you saw was he was running out of the pocket, and once he flipped his hips, he lost the momentum of what running to a side will do. Uh-oh, here it is. They get in for the two-pointer. That'll be Andre London, the holder for the Miners. He said, why kick it when I can do it myself? 2 points for the Miners, 72-13. I think the Miners have scored in every way possible. They scored offensively by throwing it and running it. Defensively, they've gotten the 2-pointers on by the offense, and then now the holder said, it's my turn. But the Miners will kick off here, and I feel like we just talked about the Miners scoring 2 seconds ago, and they're already back on the board. That 100 points that you mentioned, it's there.
I mean, there's plenty of time left. You know, we've scored on defense, we've scored on offense, so why not stop scoring? We may get a fumble recovery here and score on special teams again. You know, the possibilities are endless. You know, it's come out here. It's exciting to see. The possibilities are endless.
Yeah, and right now, I'll be honest, I thought that was a very interesting decision to not keep your quarterback in and go to a guy like Manny Stewart here. Hasn't really been that involved as a quarterback at all today that I've noticed. So it's a very interesting decision. Let's see if they go back to that on the Stampede, or if they're like, well, that didn't work. Let's not try that again. Here's the kickoff. That bounces. It goes all the way back. Return here. Big tackle there. Looks like it's going to be by number 21, Devontae Tinsley, the Everett University fella, as they take it at just outside the 19-yard line on their own end. Let's see if they stick with Manny Stewart here.
I believe they are.
I don't see Dy Lewis out there, unless I just can't see today. Ball will be on the 19-yard line. Looks like it's going to be, yep.
Manny Stewart out at quarterback, talking to OC out there.
Manny Stewart coming back out. Threw a touchdown on his first pass, but it was to the wrong team. And he's really far back there. And he walks up. He's got Keem Stewart to his right. Takes a snap, drops back the pass. He gets around one. Nick Coulter's in pursuit. They get him. They sack him. A combination right there between you-know-who, Joel Zellum and Nick Coulter. Sack, loss of about, looks like 10 full yards.
You know, I can't speak from experience, but you know, bringing in a backup quarterback who doesn't really play quarterback, he plays receiver and defensive back, you know, there's some type of pressure you feel. You know, you're down by a lot. You know the game's probably not going to be won. So as a backup, what do you try to do when you come out and try to score? What like, you know, you think, what is that quarterback's mindset of what they got to do? You know, they're going to try to stay out there, survive for a little bit longer, or just, you know, completely give up.
And that, Di Lewis is back in, so the Manny Stewart, and guess what? It's another sack. My goodness, Nick Coulter is all over the field. You blink, he's on one side. Sack there by Nick Coulter. That's going to make it 3rd and a country mile here. So the Manny Stewart experiment is over as soon as it started. And Di Lewis comes back in. They take a sack. The offensive line of this Stampede is it's falling apart a little bit here.
Yeah, usually, you know, offensive linemen don't like to get blamed. You know, they don't like their quarterback coming up to them and say, hey, you need a block. But in this case, if I was the quarterback, I would probably be chewing them out right now. You know, it's kind of ridiculous. And just another sack here, safety. You know, it's just crazy.
And that's what we call a safety. Sack by number. It'd be sacked by Dio DeSois there from Seton Hill University. Add 2 points to the total. But I still got bad news for the Stampede. Not only did you give up 2 points on a safety, you've got to kick the ball to Mr. Touchdown. And Jarve Flowers, who has seemingly anytime he touched the ball, he's found the back of the end zone. And he's looking to add to his point total. He's done it all today for them.
Yeah, if I were to Stampede, I would kick it short here. There's no reason to kick it deep. If you learn from what happened earlier, don't kick it deep, kick it short to prevent that special team score. But we'll see what happens here. You know, they still could create opportunities for themselves. They kick it short, but Wheeling could create an opportunity and still score. Well, we'll see what happens here.
And if they decide to kick it short, it's not like they have an easier task because there's athletes all over the field, especially with number 20, Dante Mason. He's a speedster. But when you look at Mr. Touchdown today in Flowers, he is electric. He's got that 0 to 60 in a second speed. But here comes the kickoff from the kicker, Mitchell Apnick, as he looks to kick it off to this dangerous Miners kick return unit. Here's a kick, and it goes to who you don't want it to go to. Flowers will take it. He's at the 10. Now to the 15. He gets through. Goes around. Spin move, stiff arm, 20. Spins back. There's a flag, but he's got some daylight. Another flag. And he gets tackled just outside the 20.
Oh, laundry on the field here. Even a hat.
They threw 3 flags, a hat, a partridge, and a pear tree. Now, when I said it was laundry day, I didn't actually mean for them to start throwing their laundry on the field. I don't have the Tide Pods to keep up with them. But there's a bunch of flags. Hopefully this gets sorted out, and we'll let you know what's happening. Looks like the official will come and tell us. Not 1, not 2, but 3 illegal blocks in the backs on that kick return that puts the Miners very far back in their own territory. But what we've learned is that doesn't matter. They'll still score from there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you got to keep a little bit of discipline here on special teams. I know it's weird. You got Flowers running around the field, so you know there's some guys in wrong places. You know, it's unfortunate you get a block in the back. Sometimes you can't help it, but it happens.
Yeah, unfortunately, they just got 1, but 2, but 3 of them total. And looks like a new quarterback's in charge of this offense here. That'll be Ron Brown, Teal College alum. He drops back, and that was a questionable play from the start. 3 flags thrown there, but I believe it's all for the same issue.
Offense, single down the field and take a snap. Optimistic, first down.
Looks like the receiver went a bit early before the snap got off. So they'll move the ball back half a distance to the goal. With Ron Brown in, what does he bring to the table compared to Grant Russell?
You know, we haven't really seen much of them. You know, they usually keep Grant Russell in, but what we can expect is, you know, explosive player that the Miners usually have, you know, out here explosive. Might have a great arm, you know, we might see a deep ball here right now. Or he could use his legs and, you know, gain a lot of yards, or they could just hand it off.
Oh, Ronnie Brown in the backfield for quarterback. He drops back. He takes a snap. He looks. He has it deep. My goodness. And almost completed, almost intercepted. That was intended for Aaron Finch as it becomes second and a very long way.
So as you see, he has an arm. He can throw the deep ball, you know. He just got ease up on it a little bit. It was almost intercepted there, a bit overthrown. But if he can control that and get to his receiver, you know, we can see plenty of touchdowns here in this late fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's difficult to do that, especially his first throw. He has to huck it down the field a very good way. So let's see what happens here. He's under center. He will take the snap. He drops, quick pass over there to Flowers. Flowers has room and space. He gets up and around. Flowers is up, and he is taken off the boards, which is now considered out of bounds, at about the 16-yard line.
I mean, that's not a typical screen we see. You know, we usually see the receivers block and then guy behind him, but, you know, it's a quick little screen. He was out in space. He had plenty of room. There was nobody around him, so why not throw it to him? You know, he took it and had a huge game.
Yeah, that was a fantastic game. And what was different was we saw there was it was not really a screen. It was more of a quick slant that got quick.
Yeah.
But Brown, again, back under center here. Looks like Zellum's to his right. He'll take the snap. And the defense tried swatting the ball before the center snapped it. You know, I'm not a wise fella, but that's not a wise move there. Now that'll help out the offense, give him some more yardage here.
You know, the
Ball.
Stampeders just keep on digging and digging with these penalties. You know, it's not helping them. They keep on getting buried. You know, as a coach, you see all these penalties. What can you do to prevent these penalties from happening?
You got to run them. That's what they'd say back in the days. Brown takes back. He throws it over. It walks into the end zone. Will that be a touchdown? Don't think he made contact. It'll be a touchdown. Your Wheeling Miners touchdown. Uh-oh. And someone's taking a nap on the 50. A little go-to-sleep action there. That's number 6, Andre London. He got the 2 points earlier on the hold run, and he got point hungry, got himself a touchdown. Ron Brown gets a passing touchdown. It's 80-13, just under 2 minutes to go. But back to your point about what a coach can do, not much you can do. It's not like those are effort penalties. Those are just kind of mental lapses. It's not like he was trying to get, it's just a simple error there. We'll go for 2. Brown in the shotgun. The big dog Zellum to his right in a sort of offset eye. Zellum goes. That's a false start. Unless they're saying maybe the defense went first. And they are saying an offside on the defense. We'll see what happens here. Ball's on the basically 1 yard line here. If I'm the Miners, you get Zellum, let him take that snap and just push.
I mean, give the big boy a touchdown. Why not? You know, we love to see, you know, O-lineman carrying the ball, and while he does it, pushes the pile on his own, you know.
Yeah, he had one earlier, but somehow, some way, he went down and didn't get the touchdown. I know fans in the old Zellum zone was upset with that. And here we are again on the 1 yard line. Brown will go under center. Zellum to his right. Flowers in motion. And it's Brown getting up in and easily, and very easily there. Ron Brown went untouched and unbothered into the end zone.
Yeah, it seemed like a big convoy right in front of them. You know, for some reason it looked like the defense went the other way while the offense went the different direction, you know. I mean, wide open, you know, he got grabbed a little bit here in the backfield, but was able to escape and still score.
Thought I was watching a U.S. president go in with that convoy in front of him.
I mean, it's just stay behind those big offensive linemen, stay behind Joel, you know, and they'll get you to the promised land. That's their job. That's what they're paid to do, so why not do it well?
Absolutely. And when we talk about those big linemen, I mean, those are some very tall fellows. I mean, they got height, they got size, and most importantly, they got speed. They're not your slow linemen. Those guys got some movement that can really get going.
Yeah, I mean, that opens up opportunity. They can get out in space, block. You know, you're able to declare as a tight end, some linemen are. So, I mean, the lineman can go out for a pass and he can just streak down the field. Nobody touches him and he's gone and he scores.
Here's a kickoff to the Stampede. They're coming down the field. And what an open field tackle right there by Javon Johnson, Wheeling University product. That's what you like to see from your corners. And he's positioned as a linebacker. A beautiful open field tackle there.
Yeah, that's what you got to preach, open field tackling. You know, that's what you also got to practice on a lot, you know. Because sometimes you get out on the open field and, you know, the ball carriers try to do a little shake and bake, and sometimes you get stuck, you get faked out one way, so you got to drill that a lot so that doesn't happen. But it was a beautiful open field tackle, down by the ankle, got him down, prevented him from scoring. So, I mean, it's beautiful to see.
Yeah, it's been fun to see. I mean, what I've noticed about this defense is they tackle real well. And that's a huge thing. Like, obviously, when you think about football, you got to tackle. But the ability to do it by yourself and not need someone else to come and help make an assisted tackle is nice. But here's the Stampede back on offense. Lewis will take the shotgun snap here. Motion comes across. He takes a snap, drops back to pass. He's got pressure in his face. He decides to roll out. Gets up in, and he is tackled hard by that big fella. That's going to be Zay Lewis getting the tackle there. Don't know if you'd call that a sack or just a tackle for loss, but nonetheless, it's a stop.
Yeah, that is correct. It's a stop. I think it's a sack. You know, he did get past the line of scrimmage, so I mean, and he's the quarterback, so technically it's a sack. And what I love to see is Zay Lewis. He used to play O-line at Wheeling. Now he came over here with Coach Mott, who's a Wheeling coach, and flipped and is playing defense. Now he also plays a little bit of offense, but he has been a strong force on the defensive side of the ball. It's amazing to see.
Yeah, he's a fantastic fellow. And here's the snap. It's taken by the running back, direct snap, and that will be the game. Your Wheeling Miners, 82-13. And an absolute stompage of the Stampede. I guess you could say that we stamped the Stampede.
Yeah. I mean, what a beautiful performance here today. That's just football at its finest, you know. The offense, well-oiled machine. The defense is a huge force on the ball. Special teams, as Sketch says, special teams, special players. I mean, it's a great day here at Wheeling. Miners come out with the win. They're home next week, and you know they play their playoff games here at Wheeling, so they're not going anywhere. And we expect them to go to the championship. The way they're playing, I mean, they seem unstoppable. So there's no reason for them to not make it to the championship. We might see here in the near future, first-year arena football team, Wheeling Miners, get a ring, win the championship. So that's exciting to see here in Wheeling. You know, it's great to have here.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, I mean, it's just an all-around performance that since the beginning of the season, there was always like, well, what about this? Very next game, that will be fixed. And it's just as they progressed, huge improvement by everything. 3 stars of the game, I'm going to go to Grant Russell at number 1, Zay Flowers at number 2, and then third, we're going to give it to that whole special teams, the way they played.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see special teams play the way they do, because many people don't think about, but it's actually a big factor in football. You know, if you don't have great special teams, that's a deciding factor in the game. You know, you see those last-second field goals, the PAT team rushes out there, gets set up to kick a fast field goal. You know, and so you have to practice and preach special teams. You know, you just can't let that get away from you and think, oh, it's nothing. You know, and whatever happens. No, it's a thing it's in football for a reason. That's just a thing you got to appreciate.
Yeah, absolutely. Just what I like to see is how this team just progresses. It's a beautiful thing when the offensive line, when the offense can really just go out and score and not have to worry about being forced to score because they're tied, they're within a few points, just seem to put point on point on point. And the defense even got in and said, it's our turn to score too. It was fantastic to see. We'll be here again next Saturday, June 8th, to hopefully continue this winning streak. And I'm going to hand it over to Chris for their final thoughts and wrap the game up for us.
Wow, Jeff, what a game.
Unbelievable, just 82 points out here by the offense and defense and special teams. I mean, hey, a complete game out here by the Miners here tonight. Great play calling by Coach Josh Resinato. Great job defensively by Coach Mont. Just a great job out here tonight by the entire Miners offense, defense, special teams, and coaching staff.
Absolutely, indeed. 82-13. Grant Russell, 9 of 10, 149 yards, 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, and then he finds himself into the end zone. He calls his own number and just fights his way into the end zone. It's one thing that we've talked about multiple times. Grant Russell is a competitor. It does not matter how much time's left, what the score is. He's going to try to put the ball in the end zone. It doesn't care. He doesn't care. It doesn't matter.
How about somebody else putting the ball in the end zone here tonight? And that is Ron Brown, 2 of 3, 40 yards, a touchdown through the air, and then had the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, Ron Brown, somebody that can air the ball out, throw it deep, can Ron Brown. So just a great job by him out here tonight, getting it done and getting some playing time as Grant Russell takes a long-deserved rest.
Rushing on the ground, Charles Westbrook, 2 carries for 7 yards. Grant Russell, 2 carries, 13 yards and a touchdown. Jarvay Flowers, 1 carry for 1 yard and a touchdown. Joel Zellum, 1 carry for 5 yards. Jeremiah Flores, 1 carry. And then in the receiving corps, Isaiah Robinson, 4 receptions, 54 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jeremiah Flores, 2 receptions, 30 yards, 2 touchdowns. Andre Thomas Cobb, 2 receptions, 20 yards and a touchdown. Andre London, 1 reception for 11 yards and a touchdown. Jarvay Flowers, 2 receptions, 74 yards, 2 touchdowns. Also had the coast-to-coast kick return as well.
What a great debut for Flowers out here tonight in a Miners uniform. Getting it done, scoring every way he could, receiving, rushing, and of the kick return type. So just a great job by him in introducing himself to the WesBanco crowd.
Javon Johnson, 7 tackles, tackle for a loss, sack, and a safety. Tyree Williams, 3 tackles, an interception, and a pass deflection. Dante Mason, 5 tackles against his former team. Devontae Tinsley, 2 tackles and a tackle for a loss. How about Andy Plowden filling up the stat sheet here tonight? 5 tackles, tackle for a loss, sack, forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. I mean, just getting it done all over the place.
Absolutely. Plowden was all over the field. You've seen 22 every time you looked.
Aaron Finch had the 1 tackle but had the pick 6, also a pass deflection. Javen Jones, 3 tackles, tackle for a loss and a sack, and a fumble recovery. Zay Lewis, 2 tackles, tackle for a loss and a sack. Dio Dessois, 4 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, a sack, and a big safety as well.
Absolutely. Once again, we've talked about it multiple times. the Miners out here tonight getting it done on all assets of the field, special teams, defense, offense, getting just forced safeties and just doing everything they can to put points on the board any way they can.
RC Everbeck a tackle. How about the John Marshall product, Nick Coulter? 5 tackles, 3 of those for a loss, and 3 sacks on the night for Nick Coulter.
What a game for Nick Coulter out here tonight. Coming out party for the John Marshall product.
Isaiah Robinson, 1 tackle and a pass deflection. Joel Zellum, tackle for a loss, sack, and also had the fumble recovery. Like I said, if you can rest Joel Zellum, he's going to get a lot done.
Absolutely. Unfortunately gets the penalty on the touchdown call, but I'm sure later on the season he will find his way back into the end zone. He's determined. He's looking for that, and that's what he wants all season long.
Miners got things started at 11:02 of the first quarter. Jeremiah Flores, a 25-yard touchdown pass from Grant Russell, and then they got the Rug right on the ensuing kickoff, and then Grant Russell finding Flores again. So, needless to say, it was the Jeremiah Flores, Grant Russell show in that first quarter.
Absolutely. Both of them just finding their ways into the end zone. Just can't say enough about Grant Russell's ability to push the ball downfield, and just a huge, unfortunate drop there by Flores, but he hauls it in and gets his other touchdown as well.
Absolutely, indeed. And then Lewis, a 5-yard pass to Poland to be able to get Steel City on the boards. Jarvay Flowers, though, the coast-to-coast kick return to make it 21-6 in the second quarter. And then Javon Johnson getting the safety as he tackled Lewis in the end zone on a bad snap. However, on the ensuing kick, it was a Rug there by Steel City. And then Grant Russell to Jarvay Flowers again from 46 yards out to make it 30-7 in favor of the Miners.
Absolutely, just a great job there. Once again, pushing the ball down the field, putting the ball into the end zone are the Miners.
And then Steel City, once they got back on the board, Grant Russell finding Isaiah Robinson from 10 yards out to make it 36-13 at the half. So the Grant Russell show there in the first half, 4 of 5, 85 yards and 4 touchdowns from Mr. Russell.
Just unbelievable performance. He loves putting on shows here at WesBanco Arena.
Then to begin the second half, it was Isaiah Robinson, a 30-yard touchdown reception from Grant Russell. Andre Thomas Cobb at the 8:47 mark of the third quarter, a 10-yard touchdown pass from Grant Russell. And then Jarvay Flowers getting it done on the ground, this time pounding his way into the end zone from a yard out.
Once again, just running up the stat sheet is the Miners and running up the scoreboard at the same time.
And then Grant Russell, a 10-yard rushing touchdown. Aaron Finch gets the 14-yard pick six. Dio DeSois tackling Lewis in the end zone for the safety. And then how about Andre London joining the party here? 11-yard touchdown pass, this time coming from Ron Brown. Gives us our final score of 82-13.
Nice to see the vet get in the end zone. We're waiting to get set up here. We got a treat for you, an on-field interview with quarterback Grant Russell as soon as he comes out of the locker room here. So we're getting that set up. So great surprise for the fans here, being able to interview Grant Russell right after the game.
And Jeff, while we're doing that, I think, Grant Russell obviously again gets the unanimous player of the game here in this one. But I got to give it to Aaron Finch, Nick Coulter. You could give the player of the game to anybody that was down there on the field, but Aaron Finch really stuck out in that one.
Absolutely, and also, once again, we've talked about it multiple times, but a coming out party and a welcome to the team for Flowers. Just a great job out there, doing it on all assets of the game. Once again, a receiving touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and a kick return for a touchdown. Unbelievable job by him.
Yeah, Jarvay Flowers. The Carolinas Cobras loss was definitely our gain.
Absolutely.
Getting Jarvay Flowers, just a fantastic athlete. Robbie Stewart, not showing up on the stat sheet tonight, but my goodness, just pushing those centers back and just looking phenomenal.
He was able to create things and help his defense out. Being able to push back the center and cause havoc back there was his job tonight, and he did it very well.
He absolutely did indeed. Just a fantastic player out there. And like I said, you got to give it to the offensive line, defensive line, everybody just playing phenomenal tonight. So once again, we are down on the field here waiting for Grant Russell. Got to hand it out to all the fans out there. So once again, still waiting on the interview here for Grant Russell, but the Miners will return next week to take on the Maryland Eagles. So Jeff, you know the Eagles are definitely going to want to come in here and get a lot done.
Yeah, want to play spoils to the Miners for a perfect season. Next week would give the Miners the opportunity to finish with a perfect record here in the regular season and boost into the playoffs, which they've already locked up the #1 seed. But boy, it'd be nice to get that undefeated season.
Absolutely, indeed. So Grant, he's down there getting a few pictures with the family, and then we'll be interviewing him momentarily. Apologize. Like I said, down there meeting with the fans. That's what we love about Grant Russell. Grant is on his way over as he thanks his family down there on the field. Walker Mosley, Jamarcus Russell will be interviewing them. Now Grant, he found the right way to go down there. So here momentarily we will send it down here to Walker Mosley and Jamarcus. Or check it, it's going to be Walker Mosley and Grant Russell interviewing him down there on the field.
Great job by those two, again, taking over for the fourth quarter.
Absolutely.
Good experience for them getting in there and getting their hands dirty and getting into the fourth quarter. So great call by them. Great opportunity for them as well.
So Grant getting a hug down there on the field by owner Dempsey Fields.
Good. You can be here.
We're going to send it down to Walker.
Let me talk to you, Grant Russell, quarterback of the Wheeling Miners. Grant, you had another phenomenal game today. What do you see out there when you're dropping back and you get all that pressure?
I mean, you know, the offensive line did a phenomenal job. They've done a phenomenal job like the entire year. I didn't get touched one time. So just being confident in their ability, I just drop back and our receivers just make plays, you know. I'm blessed to have the talent around me that I do because I couldn't do what I do without them.
Absolutely. The only time you got touched is when you went and just struck somebody.
That's right.
But the addition of Jarve Flowers, huge. He's an absolute speedster. What do you think is the best thing about having a receiving core like him, where all speed, great hands that can block well?
Yeah, you know, I think we got to bring a different dynamic, you know, because we got guys that are big and physical receivers, and then we got speedsters. So having those different types of receivers, it's really hard for a defense to prepare for that and obviously stop it in the game too.
Yeah, speaking of preparing, what do you think Ohio Dominican really prepares you for to get to this level?
Oh, you know, I was blessed with great offensive coordinators, Todd Goebel, Zach Bruni, and Chris Reisert. I think we led Division II in passing efficiency, so I owe a lot of that to them. They made it really easy on me, and it's just propelled me to where I'm at right now for sure.
Now you throw a very beautiful ball. It has perfect spiral on it. It doesn't go end over end too much. What do you think has really developed the best part of your game that you've developed since playing in college?
You know, I think it's just understanding that you're a professional. It's day in, day out. You got to put some type of work in, even in the off season. You know, college, there's some downtime where you got summer break, and just being able to know you got to prepare it day in and day out to go be successful on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, one last question before I let you turn over these Miner fans. But going into the rest of the season, into the playoffs and championship, how are you to prepare differently from what you do now?
You know, we're playing a team that we played before again. I'm sure we will. It's hard to beat the same team twice or even 3 times. So we just got to make sure we limit our mistakes. We can't. We have to win the turnover battle. We got to get first downs, but it's just week by week, drive by drive, and just hard work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm Walker Mosley. This is your quarterback, Grant Russell. Grant, it was great talking to you.
Great to talk to you too. I appreciate it. Miner Nation. Let's go, baby.
Great interview there by Walker Mosley and Grant Russell. And Jeff, before we close it out here tonight, we cannot thank our first responders enough. We cannot thank our military enough. Thank you guys so much for everything that you do, and a special thanks to our crew at 1JB Media, John, Casera, PJ, the whole entire crew. We couldn't do this without them, but 82-13, Miners get a huge victory here tonight.
Absolutely, and set the pace to try to go for that undefeated season next week against the Maryland Warriors. 7 o'clock kick Saturday, June the 8th. So get your tickets, get here. It's an experience. If you can't get here, obviously we'll bring the game to you here on YouTube, but you cannot get this atmosphere anywhere but here at WesBanco Arena.
And it's Coal Miner Appreciation Night, so make sure you come on out for that. So Jeff, let's give our fans here the final thoughts on this game.
Just once again, a complete performance by the Miners. Once again, probably the most complete game that they've played all season long. Offense, defense, special teams. A great addition is Flowers to the special teams there, finding himself into the end zone on the kick return. Something they were missing a little bit. Kickoff, kick return, definitely fixed that as well, but just a great performance out here. Great game called by the coaching staff and even better played by the players.
Absolutely indeed. Congratulations to the Miners on this big victory here tonight. Special thanks to Walker Mosley and Jamarcus Webster doing a fine job in the fourth quarter tonight and the entire game as well, and especially with the interview with Grant Russell. And then, like I said, those two just flowed there in the fourth quarter. That's the future folks here. Walker and Jamarcus, like I said, both college students doing a fantastic job for us. Thank those guys so much. Future's really bright for them. Future's really bright for the Miners as they remain undefeated, and they'll welcome in the Maryland Eagles next week for a 7 p.m. kickoff on Saturday, June the 8th. He's Jeffrey Blumenauer. I'm Chris Thoburn. Thank you so much for listening in. We'll talk to you next week.